And maybe you guys could test this, but if you go to t90official.com right now, I think it redirects to the Twitch page. Unless we lost it. I don't know. But welcome, everyone. And if you bear with me here, I'm just going to quickly put the info. That way you guys kind of know the deal. This is the MOA6 Grand Final, and it is a best of 7, and we have 2 teammates and 2 very popular players here from the Gamer Legion team. We have Slam, who's in the red, playing as the Chinese. And then in the blue, we've got DauT. DauT is playing as the Vietnamese. And pretty solid, even Civ match to start off the day here. I think we've seen Slam win with Chinese before in this tournament, and we've seen DauT do the same. Now, for DauT, him getting here is, it's, I think, a little more... Well, no, they're both interesting storylines. But in particular, DauT has just been the most dominant getting to the finals. He's beaten big names, but DauT hasn't lost a single game. And in present-day Age of Empires, when the level's normally so close, that is uncommon. So I get that maybe a few players out there people would have wanted to see in this tournament, like maybe Viper or Hera, but granted, they didn't sign up, they didn't participate. DauT did, and everyone he ran into, he just slaughtered. And he's just had such sound decision-making. So we'll see if that's consistent here. And then Slam on the other side. Slam is a player who, I think, guys, and we're going to whisper this, we don't want to make too big of a deal out of this. Because if it becomes a thing, it might have the opposite effect, okay? So keep this between us. I think Slam's mental kind of needs this a little bit. Like, he's built up this reputation of being a great player, but choking in events, okay? And this isn't necessarily the most prestigious event, right? It's not like one of the big S-tier tournaments with all the open maps and craziness that might suit him. But getting through a tournament, which is pretty much down to how you see the game, how you make decisions, and making it to the final, even if he doesn't win here today, is, I think, a really big thing for Slam. And again, it's going to have an effect, I feel, on how he goes into other events, because he has struggled to perform at his level when it comes tournament time for, I don't know, like 5 or 6 years. But either way, he's made it to the final here. He was really pumped about it yesterday. And he was told that if DauT won won today, that the final would be played immediately after. And Slam said to me that he hoped that DauT would win 4-3 and it'd be a very long semifinal. That way DauT would be tired. And, well, it was a very fast semifinal. So DauT should be pretty rested. As far as the civs go, thank you, Sheep Goes Squack. As far as the civs go, I actually think that Chinese are more well-rounded. However, Vietnamese potentially are the better civ when it comes to the best 50 military one could make. Or let's say 60 or 70. Do you think about Chinese, they never do one thing much better than other civs. It's just that they can go Arbalest if they want to with full upgrades. They can go Cavalier and Camel and Light Cav if they want to with full upgrades. They can go Siege Ram. They can go Onager. Their eco's insane. Like, they're just really good all around. But Vietnamese, if they were to get to Bombard Cannon, which Chinese don't get, Rat-10 Archers, which Chinese don't get, maybe Halbs, maybe Imp Skirm. I feel like maybe the peak is better for Vietnamese. If this was Arabia, I'd prefer Chinese easily because of their options. But Arena's not necessarily about having options, depending on how that game plays out. So, I said 4-2 for DauT. I do think DauT is going to recognize in every game what to go for and break down that Civ matchup better in his mind. Slam, however, got past TaToH, who's a really good player, especially on Arena. To get here, he got past Madri yesterday in a best of 7, so should be a good final. Hold on, I feel like I'm not at full speed, so I'm just gonna... Yeah, see, I sensed it. Okay. There we go. We should be caught up to real time here in a moment. We're not really missing much because it's Arena. T90, would you like to see a high-level all-tech tournament? Not really. I think that the interesting shaped gold, it's either an H or an I. I think that having all techs enabled just makes the what makes Age of Empires interesting with all the civs is all the differences between the civilizations, and I think that would remove that. So it would just make it less interesting for me. It's a it's the area where the helicopters land. Okay. Or it's where you build your igloo if it gets cold. It depends on the direction you tilt your head. I'm actually tilting my head right now. I'm getting dizzy. I gotta stop that. Okay. Oh man. Okay. Scout fight. Now, if they were to actually commit to this fight, I don't know what I would say. Oh, Slam's going to be good. Oh, my God. Slam. DauT's in trouble. Slam, chase it. Slam will have the much faster uptime. And because of that, he's going to get the extra attack and he's going to get the extra speed. Now, a lot of players won't run in. I think Slam should. Okay. Oh, boy. Things just got interesting. DauT's running home. Slam will probably not run into the TC. Yep. And now, DauT doesn't have looms. So now suddenly... he's going to have to wall in his villagers. And Slam can also see, well, DauT's making a barrack, so that's an approach that he will try and deal with. Slam actually has gone up really quickly. And you could only go up this quick, even with Chinese, I think, if you're going to go for a boom build, which is what he's doing. He actually sold wood. He's not even taking gold. So I doubt we'll see any monks from him as he goes in after a villager there. And, oh, maybe a little too greedy there from Slam. Well, actually, it's now 19-19. So I think the better move for Slam, you either get a Vill and you commit to one that's on its own, or what you do, is you just try and annoy DauT a little more than he just did there. Well, what Slam needs to do is kill this scout, because DauT's going to make another one, and then there's no way Slam survives. So I actually think DauT should not move out from underneath his TC unless he's going to leave his base, which I guess he's doing. Smart move from him. And Slam. I mean, he's got one lumber camp as opposed to two. He sold wood as opposed to mining golds. I think he's going to just drop 3 town centers and boom this one out. So, in the end, it is better for DauT that Slam got in here, because there's no way DauT will lose a Vill, and DauT will have all of his scouts remaining. Where will he drop his town centers? Here? His forward gold is really bad, actually. Especially if you give up map control, DauT might go for a siege push. But I kind of doubt it. I think a TC here would be good. And a TC here would be good, but he's not sending Vills there yet, so maybe a TC here is in order. I think the TC here would be better. There's less farm space, but it's better for your wood efficiency. But he'll probably place it here. Yeah, okay. That's fine. And here. Okay, I like those TCs. I think I missed it. Slam lost his scout. Yeah, he lost his scout to the new scout from DauT. Kind of expected. Slam maybe went back here for the weak villager and didn't get it. So, you know, DauT's still 50 seconds away from the next stage, but DauT's going to be able to take relics. And I had a conversation with Slam yesterday, and I told you guys this as well. In some Civ matchups, I feel like getting relics is overrated. And maybe here, Slam feels like if he just gets a better boom, he can kill Vietnamese before they end up being very strong. But the rest of this game is just going to be about that. And DauT will probably get all the relics and will have nothing to really contest him. And I think what will happen is, as DauT hits Castle Age, I mean, that's a 1455 Castle Age. Slam's castle time was just nuts. It's not like DauT is slow. But DauT's going to have to play defensive early imp and just try and hold on as long as possible. What's the statue in the TC? I don't know what that's supposed to be of, to be honest. I think it's one of the events. Every time there's a new update with this game, all the mods that I disable get enabled again. And it's one of the nice little Easter eggs they added to the game. Oh, it's a Costelier. Gotcha. Yeah, they pretty much... I mean, it's not the biggest deal, right? But I think I had removed that, and it's back. It looks pretty good, though. It's from one of the events they did. I really like how... I really do appreciate and like all the little Easter eggs they add to the game. I just wish that they wouldn't come back. Like, if I choose to remove one, I wish that I wouldn't have to go into my mod center all the time and remove and add things. But could be worse, I suppose. Right. So here comes the monks. And there is an option for DauT to go for the siege push. I do not think it is the correct move until after you have 3 TCs, because you have to assume that Slam's going to have a better eco than you, and Slam already has 10 vills. And Slam has the wooden farm upgrade. Not too bad. I think it's very difficult to do what Slam did and get those upgrades if you're not Chinese. Those techs being cheaper is a huge, huge help. Okay. T90, is there an optimal number of vills to make a town center? Yeah, it's like 3 or 4. It does kind of depend. 1 second, guys. Cat's ripping stuff off the wall. We lasted a couple hours with him in here. 1 moment. Okay. We've got these noise canceling things on the walls, which are kind of made of foam, and the kitten loves it. So if you look at every single corner of my office, there's just little black specks of foam for every time she comes in here. So she's really not a bad cat. It's just I can't let her in here. There's too many wires. Occasionally she'll nap and, you know, in the cat cam area, and it works out. But when she wants attention, she knows how to get it. As DauT will go 4 TCs now. Interesting. DauT will go 4 TCs, and he clearly realizes that he does not really need to worry about Slam coming out of his base anytime soon. Now look at Slam. Maybe a little paranoid, added an outpost. He doesn't see anything out there. Slam getting hands cart even now. His economy is looking really good. But DauT also has 2 relics, soon 3 relics working for him, soon 4, and then 5 relics bringing in gold for him. You've got to think DauT's going to catch up with the Vil count. However, he'll have the later Imperial Age. So this is where DauT should send 4 to stone. Wait for it. Wait for it. We're going to see 4 to stone. Not necessarily 4. That's just kind of my preference. But I think he's going to start mining stone soon so he could think about having a castle. Come on, DauT. 4 to stone. 4 to stone. T90. Hey, Tristan, is Slam's mentality... TC on stone? What in the... Okay, apparently it's 2005, and my calendar is wrong. This is very common back in the day. But to see 5 TCs now is very, very rare nowadays. Volpe is asking, is Slam's mentality that bad? I mean, in this tournament, he's made really good decisions. But if you're asking if Slam's reputation of choking in big moments is accurate or overblown, I'd say it's pretty accurate based on his skill. He's had some oopsies over the years, but this tournament's looked really, really good. And in particular, you know, Arena, maybe it's just more relaxed, you know. Slam can't psych himself out with the open maps. Yeah, in particular, his decision-making has been good. As he's going for a ram, and he's going to go rams and arbalest here. So, as we predicted, Slam would be faster to the Imperial Age, but he's now put himself in a position where he needs to push and kill. And that's not going to be so easy, as DauT's being super annoying with this monk here. I think what Slam will do is he's going to push out with crossbows. He's going to go into arbs. He's going to try and ram DauT's base. And then he's going to drop his castle in the front. Now, the concern I have with this type of a push, and it's going to be beginning shortly, is just the fact that by the time your castle's up and you're making trebs, I think DauT will already be an imp either with his own castle, or he's going to have chemistry completed to make bomber cannons, which Chinese don't get. So this push is going to have to be really strong for Slam. For now, though, he really only needs crossbow and bodkin arrow to be able to push the scouts. He's just not... He's a little late to those upgrades. Okay. Okay, how many villas are 5 relics worth of income? I think 1 relic is like 1.2 villagers on gold. Of course, it depends on gold mining upgrades, but the number, it's not like exactly 1 relic per 1 vill. The thing you got to remember is that's on top of your eco, and then that eventually you will run out of gold. unless you have relics. Okay. Well, I think Slam can... sorry, I think DauT can see some of this. He saw the flags on the ranges, so now he knows. And here comes Slam. Again, I think that unless this castle's forward... I mean, it could be advantaged out regardless. But I think Slam will lose this game if his castle isn't forward. And I don't see the timing on it being great. Either way, right? If he's building the castle now, he still doesn't have the castle to be able to make Treb. So this is more about capped ram and Arbalest than it is anything else right now. DauT is going for light cav opening. And an elephant? Is he going to commit to elephants? No. Also, he misclicked here. He set the castle and he tried to go commands queue to command them to go to gold after they build the castle. But he didn't realize, as he now realizes, that he misclicked that. I hate it when that happens. I do that sometimes. I think he just added one elephant as something to help against the Rams. Slam getting chemistry, does not have Arbalest yet. He's adding ranges. He's coming forward and he's gonna pressure DauT. Yo, if he takes out that university, DauT has to add a new one for chemistry. Now, what would happen to me is I would try and research chemistry here anyways, and then it wouldn't work, and then I'd add it later, and it'd be a panicky thing. Maybe DauT will add the university, but that is a pretty big deal. As you're going to see Slam go in there. Now, maybe I'm wrong, but I think he should probably try and take out that university if you're trying to Treb push a player who's going to go for chemistry. But he takes out the TC first. I don't know if he can take out the castle. So I think this is Slam overextending, as he still doesn't have Arbalest, which is so weird. He has the resources for it, or I guess it's just been real close. Now he's going for Siege Ram and trying to save the Rams, which I think is a good move. And he's backed up with his castle, which I think is also good. Yeah, Ballistics now on the way for DauT. We'll see if he even completes that. And if you're thinking Vietnamese, you're thinking archers. You're not thinking elephants. Granted, some people love those elephants, and elephants are underrated in some situations, but Ballistics denied. Now, that's what I would do. Like I said, yeah, I wouldn't add the university at the back, because I was doing everything else. Slam will have Arbalest and Thumb Ring. I think you could push. I mean, if he had 8 Rams, that castle's down, I think. So, if you want to go in with 4 weak Rams, I'm not too sure, but here he comes. Here he comes, and now he's leaving. He's giving the castle a lot of free hits. DauT hoping to make rats and archers, so he's going to want that castle. If only Slam had a few Trebs to back this up right now, that would be ideal. His Rams, though, tanking so much. DauT tasking the castle to shoot the Arbs, though. Slam a little hesitant now. And maybe this is fine because you're keeping DauT off the gold, but you are going to want to continue this pressure if you're Slam, as I see Pikeman's being added. But I actually think the fact that Pikeman's been added is really good for DauT, because DauT wants to go with Rats and Archers. And Rats and Archers counter Pikeman and they counter Arbs. So you've got to be really worried when you're up against Vietnamese, and you have to push them faster than this. Slam is just opening more of a gap here as he goes in to kill villagers. Slam has the Vill lead, but he doesn't have relics. And DauT now popping out with Light Cav. That's a lot of Light Cav. And the elephants are also pretty tanky, and Slam has to back away at a time. He made militia! No! Slam, we all know the Chinese struggle with man-at-arm builds, dude. Oh, wait, it's the Imperial Age. Okay, well, that's a problem. And if these weren't militia, maybe he would have done a better job taking out the Light Cav. Oh, no. That is such a big mistake there. He made 4 of them. So it's the creation time, it's the resources, and then the fact that that could have been 4 pikemen as he upgrades to Halberdier. He lost to Treb there, and now suddenly DauT's like, well, guess what? I've got all the relics, I've got my castles, and now I think Slam's going to struggle. The time window has all but closed for Slam, and I think it all comes down to if DauT can get the Rattan upgrades. Was able to get Ballistics. Did anyone see if he got Chemistry? Looks like he didn't get Chemistry yet. Maybe he forgot about that one. It's Elite Rattan Archer that really separates these things from the pack. Regular Rattan Archers still have high Pierce Armor, but Elite Rattan Archers have 10 Pierce Armor. He got Chemistry? No, he didn't. I don't think he did. He would have 6+4 if he got Chemistry. I don't think he did. Unless I'm missing something. I don't think he has it. Maybe he clicked it and lost it. I don't know. But Slam's got to push those castles. And I think he's about to go in with 3 trebs here. He's got more arbs that need to be brought in. He's got good military numbers. Again, elite Ratan archers, they're strong. But DauT's now getting chemistry. He's now getting thumb ring. He's now getting armor. And there's not a whole lot of cav for DauT out. Out for DauT, DauT for out in the scout. You know, you got me. All right. Yeah, so you guys look to see if the arrows are fiery for chemistry, which I guess is an easy way to do it. I always look at the stat of the unit, and it would be 6+4 if he had it, so. But all of these ranged upgrades are a waste if he doesn't have the castles. And honestly, even the Ratan numbers, if he has 1 castle, are going to be a problem for him. I think if Slam tech switches into light cav, that could also be great just to get some type of melee in there, which he's struggling with. The halves kind of felt like it was a reaction to the light cav, and that's about it. Slam getting cav now. That's going to take time to switch, as DauT got some good raids in here. And actually, Slam's got to be careful that he doesn't send units outside of this gate. His units could run in. DauT loses his castle, though, and it looks like he's going to lose his trebs, as he definitely needs bombard cannons out. See if there's enough Ratan archers for DauT. Look how tanky they are. Oh my goodness, they tank so many shots. But then again, it's 60 military versus 20. Slam getting the wood upgrade now. That's going to help a bit. Getting the second cav upgrade, that's going to help a lot. Bloodlines now. That looks like the units kind of got through here, but they'll be dealt with in the end, I think. Hopefully Slam will have something attacking these. Both of them are focusing here. This is where the game will be won or lost. If DauT loses the castle, I think he loses the game. And if he loses the castle, he will lose the relics. DauT doesn't have the military. Slam said, forget about relics. Forget about that nonsense. I am just going to kill the Vietnamese before they can get to their strength. Again, with full Ratan Archer, full Imp Skirms, all those things, it could be so good. But this pressure from Slam, man. I think it's going to be too much as we now see the bombard cannons. Now, will Slam dive to take them out? Because he wants to take the castle. I honestly think it's worth it to take these out. You're going to lose most of your arbs, but you then keep your trebs alive, and then you take out the castle. You do have to worry a little bit about the follow-up with your military, as DauT loses that. So hopefully his reinforcements are in that queue. I'm not sure if Slam sees this one yet. I'll check and see here now. He's looking. He doesn't see that castle. But he's using his skirms against the Ratan archers, and it seems like he's got enough of them here, guys. Sure, Slam's military count is much lower than it was before, but the same could be said for DauT. And Slam is going to come in with siege rams now. Oh, big bombard cannon shot there for DauT on the skirms. Actually, that was a really good shot. Slam's got to be a little careful with this. These skirms will go down. I'm looking at his unit queue. Is that accurate? Does he have 10 arbs in one range? Or am I missing that? Okay, no, I got it wrong. Sorry. Okay, maybe he just fixed it. Okay, the relics. Now, I don't think right now you start sending monks forward. Right now, you just got to continue to focus on the castles. And we're seeing DauT stabilize. But more than anything, I think what we're seeing is the power of the Ratan archers. It takes so much to be able to push the Ratan archers. But he's still, I mean, Slam also just was a little late with reinforcements. Just needs maybe a couple more stables. A couple more production buildings in general. Also, a couple more upgrades on the light cab would be very good. DauT just makes a mining camp here so we can get what little gold is remaining. Does have this gold to take. I mean, Slam's got gold to take as well. If Slam had more farms, maybe it'd be better for him. But I'm thinking, can you go Cavalier here? With the gold income, is it too risky when you don't have relics to go Cavalier, I wonder? I mean, light cabs seem really strong here. And it doesn't end up costing gold, so it's probably best to just use your gold on siege. But I'd like to see more cav for him because that meat shield is hugely beneficial to him. And now Slam knows about that castle. So now, DauT, it seems like he's kind of got enough to hold the position, but holding the position isn't going to be good enough. It will lead to castle losses. It will lead to building losses. DauT has 145 bills, so when you look at the pops, it feels like DauT is on top. Or sorry, it feels like DauT's even, but I think the military numbers, in the end, they're going to dictate who wins this game, because Slam, he could dominate DauT, push him further and further back. Slam's got a lot in the queue. DauT does not have much in the queue. And if he's relying on just skirmishers, the light cav that Slam is sending in are going to do a really good job against that. Even being Vietnamese skirms. Slam's got to be a little careful there. Maybe back up here, Slam. I think with light cav on the way, he realizes he's getting good hits in. Slam now sees the castle on the left is in jeopardy, and he's going to send the light cav in and DauT. No! He doesn't have the relics anymore. He's going to lose these. 225 wood and gold a piece, and there's 3 of them there for the taking. And also, DauT's production buildings are sending everything to the middle. They're kind of running into their death there. It's now 70 military versus 15, and it looks like the Canadian's going to take game number 1, and he will hand DauT his first loss in the entire tournament. Maybe I'm calling it too soon. DauT's at 158 bills. DauT, I know that Spanish are a good arena civ, but you just FYI, you're not Spanish. You can't fight back with bills. Just in case you didn't know, okay? DauT's probably not listening to the stream, so my tip's probably not going to get to him. But, yeah, that's a bit of an overboom, and he's actually queuing up more. Probably just out of instinct, because he knows he's about to lose some. Not sure about that one, though, as this castle, it looked like it would be denied. Gets completed by Slam. Imp Skirm is in, but it doesn't matter, and DauT loses. What a good approach from Slam. Now, if Slam ends up winning these finals, we will do an interview with him, and I will ask him about that. But we had the conversation yesterday. People who are here, Slam was brought in. I interviewed him after his semifinal, and I said, there are some situations where I feel this is the case, that fighting for relics might not benefit you. And Slam was like, yeah, I think you're right. Or Slam said, it was my idea first. Or, you know, it's not that I gave him the thought. You know, he, of course, recognized it. And think about what happens here. If Slam competes for relics, let's say we give Slam 3 relics. Do you think DauT gets into a stronger position in this situation? I think the answer is yes. Because DauT wouldn't be pressured. His castles wouldn't be pressured. He would have had time to mass the rats and archers. And I think that time would have been enough to push back Slam, even if Slam had those relics. So Slam said, screw it. I just will have to kill him quickly. And man, oh man, that was a good game. Really good game. I think that the only issue, the only thing I could gripe out with Slam was just the lack of reinforcements one time. But beyond that, his uptime was disgusting. Like, I don't know if I've ever seen that with Chinese. Because 1333 castle time. Guys, Chinese do not start with any food. So that type of a castle time is insanely strong. He turned that into a beautiful boom. And overall in that game, he didn't have as much food as DauT, but he had more wood, gold, and stone anyways. So the Canadian starts off the final with a win. Okay, and we'll just have to wait for the next game. The next game will just be on Arena, as it is Masters of Arena final, and who knows what civs they'll go for. Neither of those civilizations were the #1 picks for the players, so there will be plenty more coming up. All right, guys, this is probably going to be a long final. When they launch into the next game, I'm going to step away for just 2 minutes. I've been attempting to hydrate a little bit more, which is a tough task when I talk all the time. So, yeah, in Dark Age, you guys are just going to follow somebody's scout for a little while. George says, my game has crashed in every game I tried to play today. Any idea if I can do anything about that? Oof. Yeah, George, listen, I think that there's no way to solve that problem. And so your best bet is just watching the stream all the time. Retire from playing and only watch the stream. No. Seriously, though, I think that there has been an issue with crashing on this patch. And that happened to me as well. So hopefully they hotfix it or something. Bro, just get a mini fridge next to your desk. Chesdon, when I said I was hydrating more, I didn't mean I needed to go get water. I meant I needed to go get rid of water. That's what I meant, okay? I was implying it, but in case you didn't know, it means I've got to pee, and I'm not about to pee in a mini fridge. Yeah, okay. Nice save, nice save, nice save, nice save. Buy a toilet chair. Listen, if anything, I just got a catheter. So what do you need is one of those soda hats, one of those hats or backpacks you put on that are with a straw, so you don't need to move around to get to drink. And then you've got that, and you've got a catheter, and you're good. And then, hey, if I get popular enough, I could just like, I wouldn't even need to eat. I could just hire a team to hook me up to an IV and inject me with nutritional fluids. Anyways, why do I even give this conversation a chance to thrive? I should know better. But yeah, I'll wait until they launch the next game to hop in. Oh, and I need to get the scoreboard here. Scoreboard 1-0, perfect. Thank you, Sharknado. And yes, Azure Sentry and everyone else who's saying that's a bad idea, I realize that's a bad idea. That's why it's just an idea. Thank you, Raz. Would Sicilians be okay on Nomad since they build TCs faster? Yes. And I think they're higher than people might think. They just haven't been tested a lot. So yeah. I'd say more so 1v1 Nomad than team game Nomad, because team game Nomad is more about getting to a really strong unit, and Sicilians don't really have a strong unit. 1v1 Arena is more about getting early leads and using those leads. Okay. Oh, wait, it doesn't apply to the first TC. Okay, then no. I forgot they changed that. Yeah, there was a time where it applied. So yes, I take it all back. They've tweaked these new civs so many times, I forget what's what. So, yeah, I take it all back. Okay. You can enjoy watching Slam Scout. I will be right back. Ethiopians versus Byzantines. Honestly, I think this is another situation where Slam might just say, forget the relics. Because I'm not sure if competing for relics is as important as pushing DauT as quickly. But I could be wrong. He's got to be feeling good. And I'll be right back.
You are muted.
To the people who said I was muted while I was gone, it is rather ironic that you would say that, because did you have me muted before I left? Like, I'm pretty sure I specifically said I was walking away from the computer for a minute. As I gotta change the score here, sorry. I'm back now. I'm no longer muted. Why won't this change? Ah! Oh, wait, I got it. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Sorry I had the score wrong. Slam deserves his win. So I was thinking about two things while I was away, okay? First off, and this is not really relevant to this game, which I believe is sad, and I want to talk about it. Do you guys think that siege towers should be cheaper? The fact that there is a siege unit available that allows you to go over walls, and we see a lot of walling, and in this case, we have arena, where you start with stone walls, and it's not even a question of if it's possible. The answer is just no. I feel like that is a problem, right? I'm not saying we need to make it cheap enough where it can happen all the time. But to make the siege workshop, then make the siege tower, and then make units to put in the siege tower is a pretty expensive thing. I personally would like to see the siege tower be cheaper. And even if it was cheaper, I'm not even sure if you'd see it more. But would be cool. Don't agree that it'd be available in feudal, except for maybe Kumans, because they get the siege workshop. But I just wanted your input on that. Now, people's opinions will differ on that, but I figured we'd talk about it. So the other thing I was thinking about is this Civ matchup. And while the meta is to fight for relics and contest for relics, I believe Slam is in a position where he could go for an insanely fast feudal time and go for a fast boom again. And I think he could try and turn this into killing DauT before, while DauT tries to defend. It might make sense here because I believe while Ethiopians have the stronger strength with Arbalest Bomber Cannon, Byzantines are better overall. Byzantines have better cav options. Byzantines have cheap skirmishers, cheap halbs. It's cheaper for them to go imp. Higher HP on their castles. It's not easy to look at Byzantines and say, well, they're going to have good fortifications. Let's go aggressive against them. Normally, that's not what you want to do. But if Slam knew DauT's map looked like this as well, I think that would be the way to do it. This is a really poor map for DauT if he gets pressured. T90 Siege Tower appears at low elo, Bible Thump. Well, the thing is, it wouldn't change that if you were to make it a little bit cheaper at high elo. Like, also at low elo, there's a lot of things that happen that, let's say someone makes 6 man-at-arms and gets armor upgrades. We don't see that at a high level because people will be walled at that point, right? So I think balance needs to be changed from the top down. And I think that if it was a little cheaper, it wouldn't necessarily be hugely relevant to low elo, and it might increase things at high elo. Okay, so Slam is halfway to feudal. You receive plus 100 food and plus 100 golds when you arrive to the next age with Ethiopians. So he is going to have the resources to go up. And because of that bonus, he doesn't need to mine gold. I think this is the correct strategy from Slam. I'm not saying it'll necessarily work, but trying to contest for the relics and then trying to go up to imp after that is just going to lead to Byzantines being faster to the Imperial Age. Plus, you don't even have a guarantee you're going to get all the relics. Anyways, DauT could outplay you. So Slam's just like, forget that nonsense, and I'm going to make DauT play defense against me. Mark it, and you'll see a blacksmith. And then after that, Slam will just probably add a town center here. Maybe a town center here, and boom. Just like the previous game, only he doesn't have the... I mean, he has the option to go for cav with Ethiopians, but that'd be a mistake. So he'll probably just go archers and bombard cannons. Save your top-down design edits for AoE 4. Says Age of Empires 4. Listen, people, don't put me in a position to talk about things that I should not talk about, okay? We can talk about siege towers because they're not a secret. I cannot talk about other things. Don't try and make life awkward for me. Thank you very much. Here you have a stable. And here you have a market for DauT. Interesting. Why a market? So, I mean, he's not going to get blacksmith upgrades. So this is an underrated move. If you want to boom and buy extra 100 stone for town centers, or your eco's out of whack and you need to sell or buy, it's not too bad. Is T90 working on AoE 4? Yes, I'm the sole developer on Age of Empires 4. I don't know if you guys heard. And if you guys would like to have any info about the game, just go ahead and ask. I'll give you all the info right now. I actually have all the permissions. So, well, AoE 4 is screwed. Well, thank you for that amazing compliment. I often wonder if I were to send an email to Microsoft and say, I will not cover Age of Empires 4 content, do Age of Empires 4 tournaments, or do anything related to Age of Empires 4. And in fact, I will encourage my audience to not buy Age of Empires 4 until we get spec chat in Age of Empires 2. I often wonder what they'd say. Like, do they care that much about what I do? No, we're not doing it. I'm not the type of guy. I'm not going to start a boycott. I'm just curious on if it would have an effect, you know? I kind of want to know. Absolute Bread says, clip that out of context, smiley face. At this point, if there's a clip with me in context, it just doesn't feel like it's right. So, you know what? Go for it. As Slam is going for the same boom he did in the previous game. The thing is, I don't necessarily think Age of Empires 4 is going to be the best game ever. I hope it is. But that's going to be rather tough since Age of Empires 2 exists. But let's say it becomes the second best game ever. I want to play a role in Age of Empires 4's future, right? I want to play it. I want to cast it. I think it'll be you know, a bit of a mixed bag, and I think that with Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition's launch as an example, I do expect the first month or two to probably be a bit of a buggy mess, but I think it will be good. So, all right, and here comes the wood upgrade for DauT. Boomy, boomy, boom, boom, boom. He had some monastery, no surprise. No surprise, we'll see a second TC for him as well. But this is the exact same approach from Slam as we saw in the previous game, and DauT was not able to stop it despite getting all 5 relics. And again, I feel like this gold is going to be a big issue for him if he gets pushed by Balmar Cannons and Arbalest. T90, when is Age of Empires 4 Definitive Edition coming out? I think... You know, I don't want to make these jokes. I don't want to... Stop it. I know that Microsoft's listening right now, okay? They listen to me in their studio, and they really do a lot of good work. And if I make these jokes, they feel unappreciated. So stop it. It's so easy to make these jokes, but I won't. Just like it's easy for you guys to make fun of my farms and my neutral island archer ranges. And you shouldn't do it because I'm an easy target. I should not do it towards them. But nah, hopefully never, because that means AoE 4 is a banger, so. Okay, Town Center for DauT was a little later than he would want, but typical DauT fashion, he does a really good job of easing his way into eco, meaning that he doesn't add the TCs before he can produce out of them. Is he intentionally going to stay on 2, though? Because he could easily go for the next one. I have to say, this is a little weird for DauT. He's already 11 vills behind. Slam just lost his scout. I kind of missed that one, but I'll just rewind real quickly for you guys so we'll act like we saw it. What happened? He was chasing, he was chasing, he was chasing, he was chasing, and it looks like he did not end up getting the kill. Nope. And relic count is 1-0 for DauT. KD is 1-0 for DauT. And Slam is doing something which is as close to the previous game as possible, except for the fact that he will go Arbalest with Bomber Cannon. Actually, he could go Siege Ram as well. Siege Ram wouldn't be bad here. Yeah, he could do precisely the same thing, except just not switch into Light Cav. So. When is Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition remastered happening? Hopefully never. Hopefully never. My freaking brother, man, who's been like... I mean, he's family, right? And he's been on stream many times. He showed up to stream the other day. And he was telling me recently that he wanted to start playing more. And he had to show up to stream. He was like, hey, he's like, which one is it? Is it the HD or the Definitive? I don't know. Like, well, technically you could play either. People still play the HD edition, but I'm happy they renamed the HD edition at least. I feel like they should have made it so it wasn't possible to buy it, truthfully. It's actually so expensive, and you get so much less. There's got to be some people making mistakes out there. You know, someone's had a few beers, a few too many beers on a Friday night, and they just got their paycheck. Like, oh, I want to play this game. I see this guy making videos. And then they drop like $60 in total to get the base game, and then 3 expansions, and then there's still other civs they can't get, and then yeah, that would... But yeah, anyways, they did at least make it say 2013, so I think people could kind of pick up on it. They get spec chat. No, there actually was no spec chat on HD, if I'm not mistaken. It's the same problem on HD. The only place you had spec chat was on Voobly, which was free, actually. I mean, you had to own the game to play on Voobly, but you know, it was like a community-made platform. I did for a while do community games on HD, and the lobby system problems we have now are the same, and there was no spec chat. Spectating is a little better here now, though ultimately we rely on Capture Age, which is really freaking cool. I'm so happy Microsoft got on board with Capture Age, and they got them involved. What is a lumber camp? I guess Slam didn't want his villagers to get converted, but oh, I know what it is. Oh, okay. Okay, these villagers can go home after they finish their job. So they just like, oh, we were told to cut the entire wood line and then we get paid and go home. Okay. Boop. I see what you did there. All right, Slam wants to go up to Imp. And Slam is on the way to Imp. And very similar to the previous game, he's adding the archery ranges. Only he doesn't have a siege workshop. And for DauT, it is cheaper for him to go Imperial. And DauT's been able to catch up with the Vil count with his 4 town centers. Also, I think that you kind of expect this. It's just, can you do anything about it? I really like DauT's position here. He'll be faster to the Imperial Age than he was in the previous game. He won't be as far behind in economy. He has the relics, and he has the proper counter available in Skirmisher. Meaning that it will be tough for Slam to push out across the map, I believe. Oh, and there's the workshop. I'm blind, sorry. Can't see. Arena is such a diverse map that we've spent an hour watching 2 games, and Slam has done the identical strategy with different civs. Woo! Nothing happens in the middle. It's just a podcast until it's not. But it is still strategically interesting. I'm sure Fire would agree. Fire in chat is just like, you preach, T90. You preach. What's up, dude? All right. I know that Arena, from a spectator's perspective, might not be as exciting, and some people like their fast speed. But I think if you were to break down what the average player wants from Age of Empires, they do not want to be extremely pressured and stressed, correct? So I think if you were to poll people who probably only play against AI, what map would you want? And it'd have like Black Forest, Arena, and Arabia. 98%, 99% of the player base is going to want this right here. And as a caster, I definitely don't mind it, because guess what? I have time to chill and talk and break things down and make some jokes every now and then. And then right when the jokes get awkward, because I'm not really the best at making them, I can just focus right back on the game. It's perfect. But yeah, deja vu. But DauT has skirms this time, and Slam... Oh, okay. He's going to place the castle here. His Captram's on the way. And the only thing he's missing right now is... Well, he's missing a few things. But I think what he really needs... As DauT's fighting with skirms that don't have armor, which is a mistake. That's a big mistake. I think he needs chemistry. And I would even get chemistry before Arbalest. Yeah. There you go. Because it takes so long to complete, and you want bombard cannons. Yep, bombard cannons as quickly as possible. DauT needs to get attack and armor on his skirms to make them tanky, which takes time. A little different than the rats and archers in the previous game, but similar in time. And Slam's micro is beautacious. And I mean, DauT even had the forward gold last time, too. It's just Slam might not be able to afford everything quite as easily because he's not Chinese now. Okay. Well, the skirmishers are just so cheap. Ow. DauT... It was 4 Rams last time as well. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, I guess. The Slam's mentality going into this in terms of strats. The thing is, I think the difference here is DauT will get bombard cannons out because his chemistry won't be delayed. His skirmishers are super cheap. And Slam is not going to be able to afford as much. So it kind of plays into the Byzantines' wheelhouse, if you ask me. So DauT's got to make more skirms. The KD's not the prettiest, as he needs to protect the front of his base. Definitely has the Civ to do that for all the reasons we mentioned. Slam's going to need his bombard cannons to make a difference against the skirms, especially once the skirms get full armor. For now, the ARBs can do decently well. The thing about skirms is how many shots they can tank. It's not necessarily their high attack. So he's not going to have any complaints on that either. Slam a little late with the first bombard cannon. I think maybe even prioritizing that over Arbalest numbers would have been important here. And DauT's not going to care too much about losing skirms, as he's just going to make more and more and more and more. And Slam's going to try his best to take these fights. 20 seconds away until DauT gets full armor. And about the same until we get a bombard cannon out here. I mean, the KD does show you that Slam's had the better of the engagement so far, but the military count's still pretty even. And DauT's going to take... Oh, no, he doesn't take out the Treb. Okay. He was close to, as we are now going to have a micro battle, but a micro battle with a giant clock looming over Slam's head. It's going to be hard to micro when you know you need to kill quickly. But if you have more bombard cannons, there's always potential you can push all this. I love DauT's food eco. I love how he just constantly sends skirms forward. I think the reason that low elo legends or mid elo maniacs like Byzantines is because you don't have to be cute with the micro. Micro is difficult. You can do DauT's favorite thing and just patrol. just send your army to their death. It doesn't really matter. It's kind of like Goths. And that your units are so cheap, you don't need to stress about that. And Slam has a 2-to-1 KD, and yet I still would prefer DauT's position. As long as he continues to make bombard cannons and is at least even with where DauT's at. Or Slam's at on that, sorry. Now, the gold income's going to help with the bombard cannons, but the gold income's not really going to help with anything beyond the siege. So that's why it's important to remember, if the siege goes down, this is Slam's game. Just can he keep up the production? Will he be able to micro? Also, he's got to babysit these ARBs. This has reached a point where the ARBs can no longer take good fights against those skirms. As he's just now getting his final armor upgrade, he loses a bombard cannon and he's making his own skirms. But he's paying full price for skirmishers. DauT's not. I think DauT has officially held. And he's only going to get stronger from here. Has more military, has the relics. And this is like... I hate the fact that you guys... most of you guys probably don't know this. I'm not even a huge basketball guy, but there's this commercial in the States where this former basketball player wags his finger. It's like this massive, tall athlete, like, and he goes, no, not today. That was his thing back in the day. Mutombo was his name. Yeah, I didn't really watch the guy, but that commercial's hilarious, and that's essentially what DauT is doing with these skirmishers right now. Not in my house. In this case, DauT's house is... oh, bombard cannons got traded there. That was kind of fun to watch. Look at that siege crash down. Yeah, DauT's house is everything? If people call him the Lord? I don't know. It's hard to say. Such a dumb commercial. Personally, I hate it. Listen, commercials... There's many worse commercials out there, right? Commercials in general are pretty stupid and suck. I'm not a big fan of ads, but I think that commercial is actually pretty creative. Just because he's got a fun personality, that's all. Well, Slam does have the military lead, but he's also in the worst position as he's trying now to repair his castle. If there's ever a point where he's continuously defending, I think the game is over. But DauT's kind of taking some weird fights here. Oh! No way! You're kidding me. Look at Slam's micro here. Is he going to get... Doink! Got it. Okay, he'll lose his. This is really weird to me that DauT's making cataphracts and sending them out before getting armor. There's no way DauT throws this, right? Now bombard cannon goes down. What the... Big mistake, man. Not only are regular cataphracts really weak, they only have 110 HP compared to elite cataphract, which is 150. But if you're moving out with cav, you need to have armor. I think DauT got overconfident here. Remember, the relics are right here, the gold's right here, the castles are right here. I mean, this is a big deal. You could maybe consider making more ARBs now if you're Slam. You probably need some if DauT's going to continue to make some cav. But even now with armor, you can see Slam's units didn't run away. They're not really the strongest unit without elite. Oh, and he didn't even get it. Oh, man. He didn't even get that one. I can hardly believe my eyes here. What is happening? No way! Slam out of nowhere. He's got 3 trebuchets. DauT does have plenty of stone, though. We have to remember that. And Slam could lose these trebs. So let's hold the phone for a moment. The relics will eject for DauT. That I know, but that will probably prompt DauT to move them further back into his base, which might end up being a good thing. Otherwise, he would have just left them there.
Thanks for all you do, Ducks.
I thought DauT had the production building. Thank you, Bed of Roses, for complimenting my mods. They deserve it. And Slam is just rocking these skirmishers from DauT. I think he should have focused on 200 population with skirms and bombard cannons and maybe rams and nothing else. But, you know, as DauT's a little distracted, Slam's going to lose his castle and probably try and take out DauT's here at the same time. What is happening, man? He has the archer ranges. They're not all queued up. It's so weird to me, too, because he has more on food. I feel like he should be able to afford it, but what it is, I think, is that he's sending them in one by one, and Slam he sees... He has a taste of blood, and he wants to finish this off now. Unfortunate for Slam. Okay, now he sees it. He could push that castle as well. There's so many castles he needs to take out. And then here, DauT is just using his own trebs to take out Slam's trebs, and he's bringing in a bombard cannon. This has got to be so frustrating for Slam. It's so hard to kill Byzantines. Here, DauT's going after the bombard cannons, but he also is repairing in a lot of different areas. Oh, wait. If they both get volleys... Okay, DauT's castle will stay up there. If they both got volleys, it wouldn't have. It still might not. No, it will. A Treb does about 450 damage per hit. And DauT's still somehow holding on. And that is going to... Oh, we saved it! And if DauT loses his bombard cannon... Okay, it's going to go down now, I think. He's unpacking his Trebs again. DauT's moving the relics back into his base. Now DauT will lose his Trebs. Good job from Slam, man. This is stressful stuff. Also, you've got the main fight to worry about. And you've got to protect all your bombard cannons. Good micro from Slam. DauT realizing a little too late. DauT's chewing up through so much stone. I mean, imagine how many castles he could build with this stone. Instead, he's repairing them and losing them anyways. Sick job from Slam here in the south. He'll take out the Trebs. He'll take out the castle. He lands massive shots on the skirms! I know it's a little slower here, this arena map, but it does feel like Slam is just able to manage all the tiny micro movements so much better than DauT. DauT will have 4 relics in the back of his base, but he's completely outpopped with the bombard cannons, which we knew would be essential here. This castle will drop for DauT. I just don't see how he saves this one. And Slam's like, oh, your skirms are cheap. That's cute. You know, what's not cheap is bombard cannons. And as he loses... Oh! God, he just lost 2 of them. That's so bad. But anyways, the joke I was going to make is he's like, I can afford this, and I'm just going to kill your skirmishers. But now I think he's almost out of gold. So, oh, no, he's good. He's good. He's good. It's fine. Curse of the commentator. Classic. Stop it! Slam... Okay, lost another one. And DauT now has 67 skirms. Why is it that the second after I compliment Slam on being able to make bombard cannon... No, oh my god! He just lost 2 more! DauT has 180 pop. DauT has 5 relics. He just took out a Treb. Slam's now thinking of tech switching into Cav, which is an awful thing. Switching into Cav with Ethiopians is like switching into skirmishers with Burmese. You get a lead skirm and you think, oh, okay, I get Bracer. That'll work. But then you realize you don't get any of the armor upgrades. It's really not a good sign if you're there. Slam will probably lose his bombard cannon now because I complimented him. And DauT, who has 2 castles somehow, is making the decision to click Elite Cataphract, which is a big surprise to me. And could be a mistake. That said, there's not much except skirmishers for Slam, and as we established prior, Elite Cataphracts are sick. I mean, Elite Cataphract will complete. It looks like he's got enough to make an impact with 20 of them. And he also has more in the queue. Okay, but now he loses the castle. I mean, It's not like he could really spend his resources on anything else. Maybe a mix of Arbalest with Skirms would have been good. I don't know. But we'll see if it makes an impact. Slam needs to make sure he has a considerable amount of Arbs in his group. Otherwise, if it's Skirm v Skirm and Cataphract, he's going to struggle. And he's going to pull back now. And DauT, he deletes the walls. He's like, let's go. Let's go, Slam Boy. And DauT's going to think about Halberdier, which, again, is, you know, not a sign that this is going to go well for him. As you can see, the Light Cav just dies. So, it looks good for Slam. DauT has somehow held on, and you could argue maybe because of how wasteful Slam was with the Bombard Cannons. He should have 7 right now. And if Slam is tech switching on all these things, which I think are going to be quite ineffective, I think that you could say even now, advantage DauT. Despite the fact he can't comfortably take this stone. Despite the fact he can't comfortably take that gold. Oh, big Bombard Cannon shots, though. His Slam is definitely stalled out. Now, if this was Arabia, I like have a little more because you can run into someone's base. But you can't really do that here. I think Slam is going to try and ram that down eventually. It's in the back of his mind. But this castle is just such a good thing for Slam right now. He can always fall back to it. Just will DauT commit to a fight underneath the castle? And will he have siege to back it up? If he does, and here comes the siege. So he's going to try his best here. This is a crazy, crazy fight. A crazy series. Elite Cataphract in. They're making all the difference here. And if DauT has the skirmisher reinforcements, and if the castle goes down, which means he has to take out the Bombard Cannons, this could be what DauT needed to get back into this game. Look at Slam. He's trying to repair the Bombard Cannons. He needs those to take out the Trebs to keep the position. He won't do it. And I think DauT is going to push it all back right here. I think DauT's going to have the units. Slam no longer has anything going for him, and DauT is going to win this game. It looked like DauT was out, and now guys, I just don't see it with Ethiopians. Your time window's passed. You don't have relics anymore. Byzantines can just lose so many units and still end up being okay. Cataphracts were exactly what he needed. I think DauT will look back at this and say he was a little lucky, and Slam will look back at this and say he was maybe a little unfortunate or just frustrated with himself. I really think Slam should have pushed all the castles if he had the Bombard Cannons. The fact that he started to tech switch was because he was no longer pushing like he was before. Slam loses more and more and more. Everything Slam's making is countered by Skirm. Pikeman countered by Skirm. Light Cav countered by Skirm. You just can't make anything against full Skirm with Ethiopians besides Siege. This is over. This will be 1-1. I mean, it was just an amazing game, though. This is what you want to see in games that you don't sometimes see on this map. It's back and forth action. I think Slam's Treb sniped that. Treb from DauT. I'm kind of looking for the culprit. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Light Cav are countered by Skirms if you don't get the last armor and don't get Bloodlines. 100%. As we now see Logistica. I'm not saying if someone starts making Light Cav to make Skirms. I'm just saying if you're making Skirms and they make Light Cav, don't be too upset. As you can see. It is a slight meat shield, but even that, I think you're going to end up being okay. Yeah, Elite Cataphract and Logistica and the Cataphracts themselves and the armor upgrades are really expensive. But if you get there, combined with the Skirms, which I think DauT would already be okay with, you're going to win the game. And Slam's going to have to call it here. The score's going to flip. Maybe the reason Slam was continuing to play was because he thought DauT didn't have as much pop as him because of the score. The score was in Slam's favor because of all the kills he had in this game, and even that's evening out. And DauT will have gold and food for days for more Cataphracts, more Skirmishers, more Trebs, more Bomber Cannons, as he will even Treb this down. Slam didn't really get to make an attempt with a raid. If he were to try that now, it would be snuffed out by the Cataphracts. So, yeah, this one's over. I think a little wasteful from DauT and a little wasteful from Slam. It just shows that these great players are indeed human. This will get cleared. Everything will get cleared. Slam has picked up his fingers off the keyboard to type GG. And there it is. 53-minute game on the dot. And a good game at that. So that is one where I don't think Slam's approach was wrong. There are times where you lose games and the approach is wrong. And I do not think the approach was wrong. I think the approach was right, correct from both of them. It was just which approach is going to work out. Ended up working out for DauT. It's now 1-1. I really wish that we could do saves at various points to replay situations. Like right before I complimented, or right after I complimented Slam, he suddenly started to lose all of his bomber cannons. I'm not sure why it's immediately after I complimented him, but it happened. And I think that I would like to see the game replayed from that point if he didn't lose his bomber cannons. What would have happened? I think what would have happened is DauT wouldn't have been able to keep this castle up, and DauT would have lost these ranges, and then that could have actually one-slammed the game, because DauT wouldn't have had ranges to make more skirms. It's, of course, hard to say exactly, but man, that was such a turning point in that game. Slam had more gold collected. Despite DauT having 5,000 relic gold, Slam had more gold collected, and he had more wood collected. It's just that he lost so much gold and so much wood with the Arbalest and the bomber cannons that game, and DauT's cheap units eventually was able to push through. You can see the APM there, if that's of any interest to you, is actually fairly close. The KD, of course, was showing in-game. The army high was close. That was a good game. Yeah, DauT created 574 military units in that game. Slam created 414. What a stat. Like, the fights were not pretty for DauT. And I think his logic was, it doesn't matter if I lose them, I'll make more. But it actually almost lost him the game. He probably should have babysat his units a little bit more. Okay, score 1-1. I'll show you the civs that they have remaining. Thank you to Raging Red and EP for the resubs. EP, thank you for 4 years, bud. Ghostface Krilla, Forsaken, Dingy Lingy, Snap, appreciate it. Snap, I'm not muted. I went to go to the Civ draft, and I went to T90farms.com instead, because that's on one of these tabs. Let's remove that. And okay, here we go. Would show tells have been good? No. Especially horrible since someone can make cataphracts. You would probably need elite shotel, a lot of castles, and a lot of gold for it. Slam was doing everything right. It's just that he lost the bomber cannons, which lost him the game. So Slam loses. DauT wins. You could make arguments that DauT's civ pick was a little higher, so maybe that just evens out the series. And those are the civs they have available. I'm going to go by feel. And I think DauT goes Cuman's next. And I think Slam goes Spanish next. Now, this is just a wild guess. I've not seen anything. But that's what I'd like to see. I'd like to see conquistadors and kipchaks and paladins and halberdiers and rams. And I don't know. There's not much I can really base things off of, truthfully. It's the same map. As we get closer to the end, I'll be able to get more of a grasp on what they might prefer. Andra says Italians and Khmer. Okay. Maybe. Maybe. Has anyone else been underwhelmed with Khmer in this tournament, though? I mean, Slam's made them work. I'm sure others have. But I don't know, man. The fact they lack bomber cannon seems to be such a big deal. No one? Really? You guys all just chilling out? Listening to my opinions and not disputing? I think they've been pretty whelming. Okay. So not underwhelming, not overwhelming, but whelming. Fair. Segfault, this is a best of 7. Best of 7. Chillin', bro. You the pro? Okay, thank you. Yeah, I mean, my opinion is that they're a little underwhelming. Maybe picked a little too high in the draft. But they still do have their moments. Keep talking, T90 official. I'm trying to go to sleep.
Hey T90, Lurker here.
Oh,
Thanks
hello,
for pulling me
Lurker.
through some tough mental times with the HC forecasting and others smile. Me and my family used to play O2 LAN games, and this weekend we're gonna play.
What? You and your family used to play AV2 LAN games, and this weekend you're going to play a game after how many years? Yo, I'm looking for content. I don't know what my plan is this weekend, just saying. if you want me to do some low Ela Legends family games, maybe we'll do that. No, I probably won't do that. I'll let you guys have your fun, but that's awesome to hear. Yeah, I been thinking a lot about the progress of the channel and kind of how this all came out of nowhere for me many years ago. So it's cool to cast age and bring age back to the forefront. But Italians, Khmer, there's no way you guessed this. Who was it? How far? They must be a couple minutes into it. What? That person actually guessed it? Oh my god. Anyways, listen, the bigger thing I stream for and make content for is because everyone after a rough day or going through rough times needs something. And I needed it many times in my life and still do. So it's an honor to be that person, you know, to chill out to. Also, I know a lot of people struggle with insomnia and that seeing doctors is very expensive depending on where you live. So I figured we'll kill two birds with one phone. We'll kill two birds with one phone. No, we'll kill two birds with one stone. And if you struggle with sleeping, you just prescribe T90 content. And if you're, you know, going through some rough times, you could watch some T90 content as well. All right, so DauT is Khmer. Slam is Italians. And I think this is going to be the first game we see both contest for relics. While you could make arguments that either civilization could just boom and both civilizations could just forget about the middle and try and go faster imp, they're both pretty good at it. Italians, it's cheaper, and Khmer, you don't need your required buildings. So I think that ends up leading to a rather even situation with imp times. And you probably don't want to give someone relics if you think it's going to be even. Does that make sense? I still do think Khmer are the weaker civ of the two because they lack bombard cannons. So I think DauT's at a slight disadvantage. But of course, if DauT gets all the relics, and maybe DauT will go for a push with scorpions or something. They're really close. Who knows? There's a lot on the cards that they could do. But if I were to guess right now, I think the correct play is fast castling, of course, with a stable and making a lot of light cav. And I think DauT is better at that than Slam. Like the thing is, DauT will make a lot more light cav than the average arena player. He'll make, on average, 2 or 3 more than most people. So that can oftentimes be the difference, as DauT's going to bring in all of his deer and his boars, plenty of food underneath the town center. Dukla says, I legit napped through most of last game. Well, it is arena, so as much as I'd love to excite you guys at this stage of the game, there's really not much that I can excite you with. Oh my god, the efficiency of the lumber camp is slightly better for DauT than it is for Slam. No, it's not really even the case. So, I mean, the Dark Age is the Dark Age, and, you know, you guys maybe had a long day. I don't know. T90 official, how many phones does a Victoria give per minute? 6.5, I believe, but I haven't.
See the lefty versus controller Dave show match?
I'm not sure. I believe they have not made any changes to that recently. I just got back from the range, so it's been a fun day. Nice. The shooting range? That's cool. This probably is not something that everyone has done in their life, but I grew up in a hick town, right? And so when I was at camp with my family, well, actually it was just my brother and I and my girlfriend, which is in the middle of nowhere back in Pennsylvania. It was part of what I did when I went home to see family. We have like a little family camp in the redneck land, in the woods, you know? And we just shoot our guns and drink our beer and we just relax, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's you have to talk like that when you're there, okay? And so we were just shooting some guns, man. It was a good time. You darn tootin' sure we gonna be shooting some guns while we... That's actually pretty good. I don't practice voices. I'm actually pretty impressed with that. Yeah, how is that my best accent? That's really not good, says Bring Me Biscuits? Alright, well. Sorry. I tried. But yeah, anyways, what I was saying is it was actually a really good time, you know? And I'd done that growing up, but I hadn't done that since being an adult in quite a bit of time. We used to do this thing at our family camp called Mancation back when I lived in PA. And basically, we go to this camp and we do a lot of like dumb homemade competitions, like log throwing competitions and things like that, which is many things I'd say very dangerous for people who are intoxicated. But everyone survived, so I do kind of miss those days, but everyone kind of grew up, got old, got families, and don't do that too much anymore. So Slam's going to be faster to the next stage, which might balance out the fact that DauT is going to go immediately through Feudal into Castle Age. Because typically what happens is, with any Civ, you arrive to Feudal, it takes you the time it takes to produce 2 villagers to produce your buildings you need. So Slam's going to make a stable and a blacksmith. DauT doesn't have to do that with Khmer. So DauT's going to arrive to Feudal and immediately click Castle. So they're both going to have 26 vills. And I think their castle time is going to be borderline identical. Like, DauT's going to be behind by 1 or 2 seconds, I think. Let's see if we get this right. I actually forget quite... Like, I forget the exact numbers. How many seconds it takes to create a vill. It's like 25 or 30 seconds. I should know the exact times. You know, I've been doing this long enough, but... I think it's 25 or 26. Okay, people were saying 25. Okay. So let's just see. Let's compare here. Well, DauT should be up a little faster than that then. Okay, Slam second vill. Stable blacksmith. Notice the vill count. Oh, watch this. Oh, it's the same time. Oh, no, it's not. It's 1 second. Yeah. That's what I had said, I believe, like a minute ago. Kind of. 27, 20. Oh, 2 seconds. Okay. So, yeah, now they both get their eco upgrades. But, you know, it ends up being a similar thing. That's just really good play from Slam. Because typically, Khmer are just going to be faster. But because Slam's build order is very, very crisp and very clean, he's able to remove that bonus, in a sense, from the Khmer. Now, the difference is that DauT's going to make the stable without having to make a barracks, because that's a Khmer bonus. But that can kind of hurt you, because if you don't have the barracks, then you can't make spearmen. Not like we're going to see pikemen or anything from Slam, but, you know, this will all play a role. And so, yeah, I'm not looking for a pat in the back or anything here, but I've pretty much been able to call what they're going to do every game. And I think that that is a testament to their knowledge of what to do in the situations. Very easy to sit back when you're... Oh my god, DauT can't make spearmen. You're kidding me. DauT can't make spears. He can't make spears to deal with this. So if Slam comes forward with a spear, this is just a scout war. But Slam has spearmen and will always be ahead in the scout war. DauT's hoping to scare this away, but now the spearman's here. Oh my word. This is going to be so annoying for DauT. And if you were expecting this, you would, like, prep houses next to your woodlines and farms and whatnot. You don't really have that here. On the bright side, though, for DauT, if he clears this, and DauT doesn't have loom, right? A Slam should be as patient as possible because he can't get reinforcements in now. But if DauT clears this, and he doesn't lose many units, he could end up having more in the middle. But it's so annoying. Yep, no loom yet. But Slam knows that he's about to be outnumbered. This might end up working out for DauT. This is why players oftentimes don't run in. But I think Slam should commit to the villagers now. Right? Surely. No? Okay. Maybe not. Maybe so. After DauT gets light cav, I think he can clear this. Fails with the house wall. Gets the house wall. Slam forcing fights. DauT into the house. Great job from DauT, honestly. But also, the patience from Slam means that he has time in the middle to get relics for now. And he's booming at home. So, second TC. It's not really a big boom yet, but it does help. But yeah, I don't think that Spearman matters too much now. You could make arguments that maybe Slam should have engaged against villagers since they weren't looms. But the reason he didn't do that is because he wanted to make sure that he bought himself as much time as possible. But ends up being pretty even and just a really awkward moment, as DauT's even going to try and convert the Spearman. Now, if Slam gets that monk, I think he'll go in for it. Yeah, I mean, that was pretty easy. That's also 100 gold down for DauT. And he'll just fight now. Yeah, he'll just fight. I want to clear this. He'll get the clear. Ends up not being as bad as it could be, but advantage Slam. As... Oh, DauT snipe. Oh, check this out. That's actually... I was never expecting DauT to be doing this at the same time. DauT sent a light cav forward. Slam was focused here. And DauT was able to snipe that monk. So Slam at live time should be working on relic number 2 and already have it back at his base. But because he lost that one monk there, he's only working on relic number 1. A shout out to Capture H Pro for being able to rewind, which is freaking sick. But yeah, that was sick play from DauT to really deal with a stressful situation. That is one thing that all the top players are quite good at, is damage control. So it's cheaper for the Italians to go to the Imperial Age, but Slam hasn't added his 3rd TC yet. I think he'll do so shortly. And DauT's already on 3. So, I mean, we'll see what happens with the relics. I'll toggle to that page at the bottom left now, but I think DauT is going to be in the better position. Better position in terms of economy, but then it's cheaper for Italian. So, I don't know. It's going to end up being super close. I do still think the Italian options are slightly better than Khmer. And, uh-oh, DauT. Oh, that's a big mistake. He's going to lose 1, and I think Slam would have spotted the next one. Oh, man. Oh! Okay, Slam's doubling back. He didn't notice it, and now it depends on if he's looking at the minimap, because you see the relic disappear. Okay, it looks to me like DauT's going to get away with that, so it's not too bad in the end. Slam was looking there the whole time. He would have spotted a glimpse of it, but I guess he was looking away. Yep, and now he knows. He's looking for it, and he realizes, well, shoot. Looks like he got that one. There's a lot of light cav and spears here, so I think it's going to be pretty... Well, not easy for Slam, but it's going to be easier for Slam to bring in the next one. But DauT's eco looking good. 5 villager lead. You don't really need to prioritize wheelbarrow with Khmer because you don't have to walk to your town centers and mills to drop off food from your farms. But it is worth noting that Slam has that upgrade. And Slam says, "Jebaited! Just kidding." And DauT should know that's gone now. Is to decide on if he wants to go get that monk. Think it's going to be tough. Should be 3-2. Well, that monk will go down. Oh, run back. Run forward. DauT's going in. That's a weak one, though. I don't think there's any way he gets that monk. And then he goes back in with the other ones, blocking. And okay, well, DauT's killed a lot of monks. Slam will have to make another one. DauT does have 2. If he gets 2 spear conversions, you never know. I think he'll lose both monks, though. 1, 2. Pretty close fight. And Slam just snags it. Okay, so kind of funny to watch those monk wars. Very even game and a very even series. Guys, I think this is going to 7 games. The only thing that's going to separate it in my mind is DauT goes for 5 TCs? What? That's so crazy. That's so DauT, man. That's so DauT. The only thing that's going to separate the series in my mind is just the Civ matchups, which you don't really know until you get into each game. Game 1 was fairly even. Slam went for a strat. It worked out. Game 2, I think the DauT Civ was slightly preferred, but not heavily preferred. DauT ended up getting the win. Almost lost it, too. This game, I think it's pretty even, but I'd slightly prefer Italian. So let's say Slam wins this one. And then the next game, maybe DauT slightly preferred. Since the Civs matter so much on Arena, if both draft evenly and both have even skill, it should always go to 7 games. Okay. So this is why I think DauT. Sorry. This is why I think DauT has added 5 TCs, or gone to 5 TCs, okay? I think it's because if he tries to go 3 TC imp against Italians, Italians are always going to be stronger there. So in his mind, he doesn't want to play into the Italian strengths. So instead, he's going to try this crazy overboom. And, Slam's going to drop his castle soon. Slam's going to think about imp soon. Slam's going to maybe be there a little faster. But think about what DauT's economy is going to look like. Because it's now 82 villagers versus 70. And one of those TCs for Slam is going to be idling as it's researching imp. DauT's going to have a crazy vill count. And if you're able to get to maybe Scorpions, Hussars, and Rams, maybe it is tough for Italians. T90, I had no idea DauT was your dad. That's crazy. Yep. I said that. I don't know why. I guess they're pretty similar. I think it's because I was saying add for add TCs and I was saying DauT, and my brain combined DauT and add and turned it into dad. So, sorry. Anyways, DauT's hunting ranges. So maybe skirms, maybe arbs, but you know, arbalests with this civ are just worse. They do not get thumb ring. Plus Italians get pavise, and with pavise you have extra armor. Interesting. Slam doesn't even have a range yet. He's just adding a siege workshop. That is really weird. He has the university, so is he just going to open with bombard cannons and call it a day? Oh! Slam with the moves! And that poor Lightcap needs to decide if he wants to live or if he wants to switch sides. And, well, the decision was easy. He's a coward. The reason his friends died is because they actually wanted to fight. He always just wanted to run. He was afraid.
Presto.
And Bodcanero now for Slam, who I think wants to drop a castle right here next to all this stone. Interesting. DauT's making ram. So DauT wants to go capped ram arbalest. He's expecting Slam to do something similar. He's made a few Genoese crossbow, but wait! I think he's expecting DauT to go full Hussar or something. So he wants to commit to Genoese, which have a bonus against Cav. But now he sees the range, and now he sees the workshop. So he should know this is going to be ram and arbalest. Or skirm, and he's doing the proper move and making a Maginal. If someone's going to ram push you and you have 2 or 3 Maginals behind your castle, you're good. The nice thing is you don't even need to upgrade to Onager. You can pretty much hold against capped ram with just a few Maginals. Siege ram is kind of a different story, and DauT's got an insane eco. 113 vills against 86, so he should be able to afford everything. Oh, and I don't know exactly how much the winner of this tournament gets, but if you use the MOA6 command, you can just look on Liquipedia. I think the total prize pool is around $3,000. The winner gets like $1,000 or something. 1,200, yeah, gotcha. It's a pretty penny, that's for sure. I know there's been a lot of like really big tournaments with much bigger prize pools over the past 2 years, but that's like that's a massive amount, man. All right, Arbalest is in. Slam will have Maginels behind the castle. So, what does DauT do? Does DauT know he's been spotted? He actually doesn't know about this castle. So, that's the first thing. He doesn't know the castle's there. So, he's going to go this way. Now, that's where all the relics are for Slam. It always ends up looking really silly when people lose the relics when the monasteries are in the front of their base. But it simply just doesn't normally work out to move the relics right now. So... they just have to defend that with military. DauT going for the kill here. And crazy technologies. I mean, Siege Ram shouldn't be too far off. And I don't know if Slam has enough Maginels to deal with Siege Ram. The Overboom for DauT is paying off here. I think DauT will click Siege Ram soon. Plenty of production from those ranges. Both Skirmishers and Arbalest. He'll go in after the monastery. Take out those relics. Slam only has 20 on food. He pulled farmers to make the castles. I think Slam expected this to be similar to what he had seen previously. And he thought it would be like Hussars from Khmer. But he guessed, and he guessed incorrectly. Genoese crossbowmen are not that special when they're not elite. And they're not utilizing their bonuses right now, are they? Slam's getting good upgrades on them, though, which is nice. Just missing elite, and it looks like the Arb army for DauT will go down, as will the Rams. So it's still fine for Slam, but DauT's up to 140 villagers. And what DauT has working for him right now is he has the momentum. He's forcing reactions from Slam. So if he clicks Siege Ram, which I think he believed he clicked, but he missed it. Is it in queue? I don't know. He needs Siege Ram. If he were to just switch over here with Siege Rams, there's not a whole lot that Slam can do against that. I'm not sure where the food just went. Maybe it's in Light Cav, but I expect DauT to get it at some point, so keep an eye on it. Genoese crossbowmen are just so easily countered by Skirm. You need to produce them out of castles, which is only justifiable if the unit is really, really strong in most situations. And I think Italians just have other things in their tech tree they should be working with. This is the first time that I can heavily criticize Slam's performance. Or sorry, not performance, his decisions. You've committed to going for a unique unit. It's the wrong unique unit for the situation. And I mean, the list goes on of how wrong this is for Slam and how this is going to be problematic for Slam. And I really don't see how DauT can let this lead slip. Of course, Slam is going to get the relics again. That's great. But if DauT just mixes in Hussar now and clicks Siege Ram, I swear, where's this food? It must just be queuing up skirms all the time. That's what it is. Hussar, skirm, Siege Ram, and Slam has nothing except a few Mangonels that really do well against that. Yeah, eco approach with Khmer might make a lot more sense here. I mean, it certainly makes sense when it plays out like this. So, I think it's a mix of DauT's strategy catching Slam off guard, and Slam maybe just not scouting and reacting properly to it. Like, he was committed to Genoese even after seeing the range and the Siege Workshop from DauT, which I think you've got to switch out of at that point. But he probably just didn't have the economy of DauT, so he couldn't... He was committed in his eyes. I bet you DauT and Slam could count on one hand how many times they've made Genoese crossbowmen and won with Italians. It's not like this is a common thing. And as DauT skirmishes go down, it's not common for a reason, I would say. But DauT also has been pretty wasteful the last couple minutes. And I keep waiting for Siege Ram to just storm this area. I keep waiting for him to get Hussar spam going. I made a hand cannon now. I mean, I was expecting the farm to go above 48, honestly. He's got 40 on gold. Maybe that's why his food count isn't high. Yeah, just a little, maybe a little indecisive for DauT, or maybe he's just prepping for the killer blow. That's probably it. Here he goes in after that castle. Slam's bombard cannons have already pulled over here to deal with skirms. Oh my god, and deal with them they do. That is such a DauT thing. He's like, well, I'll just make more. All right, just make more of them. You know, hopefully for his sake, he's going to be able to take this castle out. Otherwise, the loss on the other side won't be worth it. But I think he's going to be fine. Slam will run out of stone. He's also made so many castles, so he can't even repair these. And now Hussar swoops in. So this is the moment. Genoese crossbowman, do your thing. Oh, wait, Hussars can just run away. I think Genoese crossbowmen are one of the most situational unique units. And because they're so slow, high-level players just run away from those situations that end up being bad for them. So it's like, it just looks so pathetic. Oh, man. Okay. I'm going to make a real-world comparison, and hopefully this isn't too real for you guys. I know times are tough right now. Believe me, this applied to me many moments in my life. But being a Genoese crossbowman is kind of like being someone with a degree, or someone who's well-trained with a lot of skills who can't find a job. It's like if they could just find the job, they do well. They're trained. They're practiced for it. But the problem is, it just eludes them. They can't find the situation. They can't use their degree. And then all their castles go down, and then they're living in mom's basement, and, you know, it's too real. I'm sorry. I know it's a very relatable thing for many people out there. I've got a lot of friends struggling, but those friends also watch the stream, and I like to take any moment I can to make jokes as DauT. I mean, DauT's KD is awful here. 2-1 KD. But, hello, the McGrath. Thank you for 2 years. Yeah, this is just over. Great decision-making from DauT to add 5 TCs. Not so great decision-making from Slam, who's desperately trying to hold on. And he will actually hold on for now, as I believe he's going to be able to take out those traps. And the Genoese crossbowmen will try and defend the bomber cannons. And they might just do so, but it's still a worthwhile trip for DauT if he takes out one. And he gets one. Yep. The skirms come in here, taking out more of those Genoese. Another castle for DauT. DauT's got 4 castles right now. You now can combine your joke-making abilities and mock yourself with a dad joke. Not sure what you mean by that, but thank you. More upgrades for DauT. I actually think DauT is too much on gold right now. I think it's the #1 thing that's holding him back from clearing out this game. Still doesn't have Siege Ram. I think you need to have a little bit more in the way of food. It's still fine. He sees the position he's in, and I think he's actually surprised that the score is what it is right now. I like this, getting the Hussars back into Slam's eco. There's nothing to stop him from doing that further, and Slam still can't take this gold. But yeah, 42 on gold for Slam, or sorry, for DauT with 3,000 gold. Sick. So he can afford to throw away Trebs. Slam can't really afford to throw away Bombard Cannons too much longer. Good question. These skirms do not get additional armor from the Italian unique technology. So Pavise would only apply to Genoese crossbowmen and arbalest. So it does not really affect your trash units. DauT with a really good fight here. Slam will lose the castle, and it's felt inevitable for a bit, but I think Slam's just going to have to, as Hussars run into his eco, accept that this is the end. He will continue to lose map position. Even if Genoese crossbowmen were the unit going forward for whatever reason, if something were to have changed, he can't make them anymore. So he's stuck. And oh my god, the Trebs just sniped that Bombard Cannon on the farm. And I don't even think they were going after them. It almost happened again. Look at this. I'm fairly certain the Trebs were attacking the farm. Let's rewatch this. Let's see. So it's on fire, right? So, okay, Trebs are there. It's attacking. It hits the center of the farm and ends up hitting the Bombard Cannon. And then the next one would have done the same. But yeah, the game's over. DauT was all over the place. And that is just, again, the first time I think we can question Slam's decision-making here. And it, at the very least, we could say that DauT's decision-making was better, but the Genoese crossbowman accomplished so little. And I can't remember the last time Genoese crossbowmen have really made an impact in 1v1s anyways. Certainly on Arena. Slam might live to kick himself for that one because the series has been super close, right? In a close series, you throw a game like that, or you feel like you could have outperformed what you were able to put in the table, and then that might be what makes the difference. Yeah, I do think Italians are slightly preferred, but it's very, very close. 2-1. All right. It's funny, we have Genoese crossbowman, a user named Genoese crossbowman in the chat. Hello. I didn't, just to clarify, I don't mean you're bad, okay? I don't know too much about you, but you as a person are very good. Thank you for being here. All right, so let's look at this draft now. Now we've narrowed this down a little more. We have more of an idea of how things are shaping up for the rest of the series. Especially with where things were picked. That was Slam's second pick. Second pick, and that was DauT's. Where was it? Okay, third, whatever, right? It's technically the second round for the... Oh, no. Yeah, it's the second round for both of them anyways, with when they picked it. So, we are going into game 4, so we're halfway through, sort of, kind of. Or no, that was game 4. Wait, was it? What? No, we're going into... Yes, we're going into game 4. Sorry, brain fart. Malay, Cumans, Portuguese, Lithuanian, Sicilians. Turks, Saracens, Vikings, Spanish, Burmese. Man, I actually think this is pretty close. I think what it comes down to for Slam to have a chance is that he would ideally have his worst civ against Malay. Because I think Malay are very hard to stop. So I don't know what you consider your worst civ here against the other civs, because they all kind of have an opportunity. But if Slam values Turks highly, even while Turks do have a chance against Malay, maybe you don't want Turks against Malay, because I think Malay are just real tough. Real tough to deal with.
When will you be releasing your signature?
Releasing my signature? I know what you're referring to. Never. Yeah, so that's kind of my overall outlook, but it does kind of depend. And this is assuming that the players all played the civs to the best of their ability, which has not happened every single game. So, T90, will you cast Empire Wars Duo 2? Maybe some of it. I don't think I'll be focusing on all of it. It's too soon after another Empire Wars event, and I have a really busy month. So we'll have to see. I haven't really looked at the exact timetable for that. A lot will depend on what's going on in my life as I try and sort out a move. So, Dynasty. In this case, it shows the order of when civilizations were picked, and I have to update that scoreboard. But if you want to understand this drafting system, each player's username has a color, and then it shows the order in which the global bands and the picks came in. See this? So to simplify it, it does go back and forth in a way. Slam getting the first global ban, DauT getting 2 global bans, Slam getting the next, Slam getting a pick, back and forth. So every draft can be a little different, but when you're looking at it, that sorts out how it works and the order. Okay, score now 2-1 for DauT. Let me just update that here. T90, is 2v2 World Cup happening this year? Possibly. I think my answer for everything you guys ask me over the next few weeks is let me move first. Let me move first and see what happens, because that's got to be priority number 1 right now. Which Civ do you think DauT will play on Arenas as Carousel? I think he might be trolling. But if I were to guess what he plays for the next game, I think he saves Malay. I think Malay is kind of his... Not a sure win in his eyes, but I think it's his strongest Civ. I think he goes Koumans. And maybe they started. I'll be able to verify that. I think we see Koumans versus Spanish. There's just something about that matchup. Joe Ferg, I'm moving to a place within the same city. When I moved to this area, I wanted to get a feel for the area, and I didn't really know like what was where. You know, just general specifics of when you're looking for or when you're living somewhere. And my landlord is also looking to sell the house we're in, and he offered the house to me, and we don't want to buy it. So landlord looking to put the house on the market, and we're going to be looking for a place, but it's still within the same city. Still within the same city. So it's not like before. Like I moved from Pennsylvania all the way down to Florida a couple years back. That was a very long move. And then I moved within Florida from the west coast of Florida to the east coast of Florida. So I won't be doing that. It's going to be in the same town. So that's good. But now I have more. The problem is, guys, there's been a girl in the house for a year, which means I actually look like I live here. Like, we have artwork on the walls. Every room has, like, you know, it looks like it's lived in. When I lived alone, like, I didn't care about art because the only person I needed to please was myself. Yes, my girlfriend. I know it's radical. It's like, I was just so lazy. I never wanted to go shopping for art. I don't know if you guys can relate. And this is not saying that all guys are like me, but my God, dude, I'm very thankful. It actually looks like a house now. It looks like a place I live. Who's your girlfriend? You might know her. She goes by the name of Shakira. Oh, sorry. No. That's not public information. Yeah, it's just Lorena. Sorry. I had this wonderful idea. At some point, we're gonna have my girlfriend come on stream, and she is going to cast a game, and I'm just gonna sit here next to her and try not to laugh because she doesn't really understand the game. And so I told her my idea for this content, and she thought it was funny. And then I told her I was gonna introduce, like, this is my girlfriend, and I was gonna show a picture of Shakira on the screen instead of her by mistake. And I thought this was so funny. I thought it was so creative. I thought she would laugh. And she didn't really, like, she kind of laughed, like, okay, I gotta love this guy, so I'm just gonna giggle so he doesn't think I hate him. But she didn't think it was as funny, which is slightly disappointing. So it's fine. What? I'm not showing off. What is this poll? Guys, this is dumb. I wasn't trying. I was telling a story. This was not. Okay, well, the next game needs to start now, all right, before this gets out of hand here. Thanks for waiting. And they have started. It will be Turks against Koumans. I got the Koumans right. Let's go. Oh, this could be good for DauT in, well, some ways. Okay, yeah, let me talk about this. All right, well, thanks for the support, everyone, today. I've missed a few names, but for the most part, because it's been chill on Arena, I've been able to thank every sub, thank every resub, and just see your lovely faces in chat. This, because the series has been so close, is a game that Slam must win in my eyes to win the finals here. And also, if you want to add an extra spin on it, he's playing with his very first civilization that he picked. DauT is playing with the civ that he picked later on in the draft. So, according to their prioritization, Turks are stronger here. Okay? So, Turks get light cav for free. Thank you, Gauntlet Wizard. You're the best. They get amazing cav archers. They get chemistry for free. These are all the 3 things that make them a powerhouse on Arena. But in the back of your mind, knowing all of that, you're going to know what DauT Civ can do. And Kumans can make a second TC in Feudal Age, and that gives them a guaranteed eco lead. And that might worry you if you're Slam. And I think there's going to be a thought to castle drop Kumans, which is just so exciting to watch, by the way. This person's going to be stuck in Feudal Age longer than you. Why not walk out across the map, drop a castle on his face, and pressure with Janissaries and Mangonels, right? I think that could be fun to watch, but I think it's a trap. And I know that Slam, he's going to be thinking about these possibilities, right? I think it would be a mistake against Kumans because Kumans get capped ram in Castle Age, and they would just hopefully defend, make a few knights, and then ram that castle down. So if I were to guess what they do here, we're definitely going to see that boom from DauT. He's going to go fast feudal. For Slam, I think he's going to go fast castle. I think he should just play this somewhat standard, but go into 3 TC boom.
Amazon reported earnings yesterday.
And not contest relics as much.
By renewing your Prime sub.
Power Midget, thank you for a year. Got a gold badge from Power Midget. Who else hit gold badge today? A couple people hit 2 years today. I don't know if there's many people. EP hit 4 years. What the? Thanks, EP. So yeah, there are other possibilities, but as DauT is pushing the deer the wrong direction, and now he's just leaving it there. Come on, DauT. Come on, man. I don't have anything else to talk about. Okay, here we go. Pushing. Nice. All right, he's got it. It's going to run this way now. Watching DauT push deer is like... It never changes. But he ends up getting the job done anyways. It's just amazing to me how if you were to look at DauT in a series on Arena, there's always these... like, I feel like everyone else in the top 30 kills the deer there, but he misclicked the ungarrison, and then he pushed it further away. I mean, it's not the biggest deal, but all that is just so DauT. Anyways, he's going to drop off food. A little late to dropping off food. Hello? Yeah, he was a whole villager late to dropping off food. But whatever. We're nitpicking. And he's going to add the town center. Slam, I think if he goes to stone, we get the most interesting game. But also decreases his chances of winning. I don't think we're going to see that. I think Slam is just going to go fast castle. Now, what's tough is, if someone can go 2 TCs in feudal, the best way to even it out, to even the Vil count out, is get to Castle Age faster with a fast castle and go 3 TCs immediately. Okay? This is important because that's if you want even eco with Vils. But if you want even eco with Vils, you then are not making light cav to contest the middle. And DauT could switch into that, and you might not be able to do it as easily. So you kind of have to decide, do you want to have even eco, or do you want to have weaker eco, but have relic control? And I think... Oh, it's so difficult against Kumans, because they're able to pull off some funky fast imp shenanigans because of how many farms they get in feudal. They can get to castle, drop a castle forward, and go imp and treb you down. It's really tricky for me to know which decision is best for Slam. But he is going to... Oh, excuse me, hiccups. Looks like he knows what he wants to do as he adds the barracks. But yeah, I think the... Yeah, Sunshift, I know that he can go for the easy light cav switch, but my point is he will be behind in Vils, and I'll show you what I mean in like 10 minutes. But yeah, well, we'll see. Slam needs to make a house, though. This is a big mistake here, and he realizes that, I hope. Slam, you need a house. Okay, there we go. There's a TC for DauT. He's building it with 9 villagers. 8 or 9 villagers is the recommended number. He will not want to take any gold with these villagers. You want to chop wood as quickly as possible with them so you can get more farms out and keep these TCs working. He's not going to add the barracks or stable now, but I do kind of expect that from DauT. He'll just do it much later, and he will gain a vill lead. But yeah, they have done an interesting job balancing Kumans. I still think Kumans are kind of a... I'm not a fan of the Civ design. It either works really well or it doesn't really work well with them, which, I don't know. It's just not quite my favorite Civ in the world. But it is interesting how if someone goes 2TC boom with Kumans now, against someone who goes immediate 3TC, how the vill count's always even. It's so close. There's normally not even a vill or two in it. It's just on the dot. One player having wheel, one not having wheel or something. But yeah, Kumans were worse at some stages, and they were better at some stages. But I think the original Kumans were probably the most OP Civ in the game. Like, in history. I know there were some crazy Civs back in the day, like Teuton, Death Star TCs, blah, blah, blah. But those Kuman Lancers, man. Old Kipchaks, old Lancers, the TC building faster. There was just not much you could do against that Civ. Ridiculous. All right, so my point is, can Slam pull off a Monastery and also 3 TCs? I think the answer is no. Not if he wants good eco. So he can go Monastery, second TC. But that tells me that he better get some relics, because if he doesn't, he's going to be behind in vills. What do you think about the OG Lithuanians that had 5-stack relic on Hussar line? Yeah, that was pretty crazy as well. Does anyone remember Hidden Cup 3 if Lithuanians got attack on Hussars then? Because they did get all the extra attack on Cav, and they still got plus 150 food at the start, but nobody picked them because no one had figured out Lithuanians yet. I just don't remember if the Hussars benefited from that. Yeah, I wouldn't say Lithuanians were viewed as bad. It's just people didn't want to take many risks. And Slam's going to pressure. Interesting. Wow, okay, so he's going to come forward, and I figured he would just make this a boom game, but Slam is going to go against the grain and go for some Mangonels, which truthfully is really good against Kumans. But that is a slight risk if DauT is able to defend from it, because Slam's not booming now. So he's 15 vills behind. He has to do damage. You almost always need to take out a town center and a few villagers to feel okay with this. All right, Monastery and Siege Workshop. Here's DauT's screen. He can see the Siege Workshop. Good scouting. He's using the market to click up. He should click up with the back TC, which he does. So he can still produce vills out of this one. We're not going to see a ram for Slam. It should be a Mangonel, which is going to take some time. Oh, we are going to see a ram for Slam. Okay. Actually, Slam needs to put his spearman inside the ram. It will attack faster then. So he's even going to start attacking that wall piece with villagers first. You know what? It's Feudal Age, guys. Feudal Age walls only have 900 HP, so the villagers alone would get through there quickly. And if he follows this up with a Mangonel... Oh, yeah. He's even going with a knight now. He's adding monks. Oh, we could see a DauT castle. We could see a DauT castle here. Where's DauT going to place it? Uh-oh. Okay. Well, you know what? The more I look at this, the more... I mean, it's certainly a more entertaining game than I thought this would be. But I think there's also greater risk in Slam playing it this way. High risk, high reward. Do you want to do that with your number one Civ? Maybe, but then again, it's always what happens when Kumans are involved. It either works really well and you dominate, or you get stomped. Slam decides it's a good idea to damage his ram, which he paid a lot of resources for. Slam is hopefully going to realize that, because I'm going to be very upset. Slam, don't you dare. You've played this game for a decade. Oh my god, not against... Oh my god. Oh! No! He realized it, but it like pathed back for a second, and a little crumble, a little pebble from not even the main force took out his ram. Slam. You have to attack around the middle of the market there. That's what the kids are doing nowadays. And now he's got to look... He doesn't actually know... Well, no, I think he should assume that this was stone. He doesn't actually know the castle's going up back there. This is what I mean. He's now 15 villagers behind. And he's not booming. The Ram would have helped. The Ram would have been working on the TC already. So I think that's a big misstep from Slam, and he does not see the castles going up, so maybe he doesn't know what to expect coming out of here. Probably expecting a knight or two, honestly, because he's seen the barracks. Yep, now he sees the castle, and now he's like, great. Enemy's going to make kip checks, and kip checks are a really good unit to go to here. But also, DauT's eco's not the best. He does have a lot more well, no, it's the best. He's got 52. I take it all back. He's got 52 freaking villagers. Of course his eco is the best. I was just pointing out he's probably going to lose a town center. And, you know, he is under pressure, whereas Slam is not, and Slam's adding a second TC. Do you guys remember the early games where DauT was trying to micro skirmishers against bombard cannons? Do you remember that? I used the word micro a little loosely because it wasn't too good. His strategy was just throw units away because it's cheap, basically. And the thing about kip checks is they only have 40 HP, so you have to be really careful with them, and you have to micro them really well. Here he is with the kip checks. Loses one. Oh, no, I think he lost the scout there to a light cav. As we have a Maganel war, and good work from both players so far. There is a chance that Slam just holds here for a bit and gets his eco rolling, but that's what kip checks can do. They do have really fast attack rate, and good micro again from DauT and from Slam. Oh, boy. So he's lost villagers. DauT misclicked. DauT misclicked, and now his units are stacked. But yeah, Slam has lost his vills. He's 20 vills behind. I don't like this strat from Slam. Easy to say now, but I think he should have done what I said. Granted, I'm just a caster. What do I know? But this is the thing with Cumans. No one ranks them #1, but everyone is always afraid of them. No one likes to play with them, and no one likes to play against them. That's the way to say it. The Slam gets a much-needed conversion, and he kills a kip check with his conversion. That's nice. Slam will convert a spearman on the left side of your screen, and DauT. I'm rather surprised he hasn't added a TC again, honestly, because it feels like he's kind of out of the woods, and Slam's adding a third town center. But he's still in the better position right now, but Slam is catching up. Also, do you guys think Cumans get better or worse as the game goes on? I'd say most units, especially ranged units, especially unique units, get better as the game goes on. Like, as you get more upgrades. I think as a whole, on scale, kip checks are one of the few units that actually get worse as the game goes on. You know how Conquistadors are really strong early Castle Age, but they're still tanky and imp? Oh, man, big shot there. I don't think kip checks are the same. Oh! Oh, my God. DauT is playing with fire right now. Oh! I would have lost all of those. I don't know how those shots didn't do more damage to him there. Okay, just now adding another TC is DauT. So he's on 2. Slam is on 3. Slam might end up being okay. And actually, if you look at the KD, you look at the relic count, and you'll see that Slam only has 1 relic. So I guess DauT will go out to get those soon. Scorpion shot away from a few kip checks going down, but I just don't know what else you do except hope you can get kip check shots. And I think DauT should probably just add a few scouts or knights, and then... Did I say kip check shots? I meant to say scorpion shots, but yeah. You don't have to worry about the monks too much, so you could take out the siege, no problem. This is where DauT has an invitation to do something that could change this game. He also has a reputation for it. Let's see if he's going to do it. Has the stone for another castle. Has all the map control. I mean, this is the perfect castle spot. The Vil difference is smaller than I expected as well, Civ base, simply because DauT was a little late to these town centers. I think he could have gone for those a little faster here, but he was so focused on his micro, it makes sense. Okay, Slam. What's his fallback to defend from this? It's probably going to be his own castle, which he's going to place very safely. And now it's all about imp. I think if DauT sees this, he might... Oh, man, it's tough. It's very common for Kumans, because they're not spending food on kip checks, to drop a castle forward and go fast imp. But he just committed to 3 TCs. So it feels like you have to produce out of them.
6 months, T90 pog, T90 pog.
And you also have to be a little careful against Turks. Because if Turks go imp faster than you, they get chemistry for free. So they can get bomber cannons. Here comes DauT. As I said, he'll take care of the scorpions. Okay, if Slam sees this, which he will, what does he do? Do you stop producing vills? I feel like if you stop producing vills, though, then you're even further behind. Yeah, but also, you might think that DauT is up. Imp probably gives you the most potential to breathe. Yeah, I guess you gotta idle. Idle your town centers. And then DauT's castle looks a little awkward once bombard cannons come out. Let's see if DauT sells wood and buys food. See if he wants to play that game here against Turks. If you're placing a forward castle, these are the 2 things you should do. Either you deny a resource they need right now, or you're placing a forward castle to make trebs. If you're not doing either of those things, you could fall into a rough position, and you could make arguments that DauT's not doing either of those things. As Slam decides to get a horse collar. Ugh. But he was focused. He was focused, and he's still focused and still worried. If these kip checks break through a house, which I feel is very reasonable for DauT to do, Slam's going to make a few more houses. I mean, Slam has no defense for that. I mean, Slam can't afford much. He needs to make a siege workshop for the bombard cannons. Oh, man. I think Slam should have stonewalled here. It's not going to take DauT too long to break through houses, Slam. So now DauT, as he's going for capped ram and could push the castle. Slam's going to add a town center. I think a very important thing if you want your economy to be strong is to make sure people want to work for you. And let me tell you, Slam, there's no way. No one is going to want to work here. They're all just going to hide inside the town center. That's not good. But I guess it will complete. DauT has ran through here with a knight, which is super cheeky. Slam probably never expected that. And neither did DauT, as he hesitated. Okay, town center goes up. Slam adding the siege workshop. But yeah, guys, Slam is just under so much pressure. I don't think bombard cannons change his position because he can't even really poke his head out without the kip checks diving underneath his castle. He's adding another TC. What in the... Yeah, man. Game number 3, I question Slam's decision-making. And here in game number 4, I feel like it's in some ways gotten worse. Another... He's trolling. What is this? Is he... Wait. Oh, he's... Sorry, I thought he was Sicilians. I got confused. I thought he was going to go for sergeants or something. I don't understand why you'd invest resources into the town centers. Again, the initial strategy, I think, was too high risk, high reward against Kumans. I think you have to do... Well, go back and listen to what I said. Instead, he ends up in this position. DauT's overall strategy better. His execution strong as he's denying these resources. And Slam calls the GG. He took out his own ram when he needed to pressure ASAP. He wasn't able to kill villagers and deny the castle. What did I say? You need to take out a town center and kill villagers to be all right with that type of a push. DauT has won 3 straight now, and he just won against Turks, which was Slam's #1 Civ pick on the draft. In theory, DauT's in the driver's seat to be the Masters of Arena champion, but Slam still has some opportunities to fight back. I hope you guys remember what I said, and it's easy for me to say it would have been more successful, but I really think the fact that Kumans are so tricky got in Slam's head, and he didn't just think with a sound mind and say, let's just add 3 town centers. Let's let him do his thing. Let's not take any risks against Kumans. Because Kumans are not a civ that anyone picks high up on the draft. When you're playing as Kumans, you want people to make mistakes. We've seen it before where players against Kumans, they don't know what to do. They change their good strategy into something wacky just because they're scared of that vill count. And I'm not saying there's legitimate concerns. I think there are legitimate concerns, but certainly What Slam did there did not play towards his strengths. DauT had more wood, more food, more gold, more stone because Slam didn't boom. Slam went all in. Slam didn't do enough. I don't think you're ever going to do enough in that situation on Arena with Turks against most high-level players. Okay. Let's go. Let's go. So game 5 coming up. Slam maybe needs to regroup mentally a little bit. What's up, Sneakiness? Sneakiness, I don't care why you're here. I'm just happy you're here. Thank you. Thank you, Pangolin, for the 6 months. Thank you, the Doc's Marriage Counselor, for the 7 months. And Power Midget, again, I think I thanked you already. This was 20 minutes ago, but thank you for the year. These are the civs remaining. Remember, DauT actually played his semifinal earlier today. So he's been playing a lot more today, and he seems to only be getting better. Look at that. Civ 1, 2, and 3. Psh. Slam got a win with Chinese and then lost with his first 3 Civ picks. That's unprecedented. That is very uncommon. And now DauT, he is Malay, which is his #1 pick, and many people think is the best arena Civ, or at least top 3. Portuguese, Lithuanians, and Sicilians. The only Civ that I'd be worried about if I was Malay would be Vikings. So I think I would not use Malay until Vikings is utilized. I don't rate Portuguese, Lithuanians, Sicilians that highly compared to Vikings, Saracen, Spanish. So this is doable for Slam to maybe take it further. But yeah, I don't think DauT tries to win it here with Malay. I think he goes for another Civ. Because he's got wiggle room, right? If he doesn't win, it's whatever. Whereas Slam is on the brink. Slam won a game in this tourney with Huns. Yeah, I know. I casted it right here on this channel. I think you were here, too. Maybe I missed you. I don't know. I never know when people are here or not, so. I think I'm going to make a video. Granted, people have made videos on this before. But considering I reference Arena so frequently on Malay and people say, why are Malay this so strong on Arena? Which is a legitimate question. I think that maybe I should make a video on that and just break it down. That way people know. But I'd like to break it down when I actually see it in a game. And it'll be pretty clear. Why is the donation of Cornish undefined? I actually don't know. That must be a bug. It does say undefined there. Did he like get a refund for his dono or something? I don't know. I didn't realize that until you mentioned it, to be honest. So comeback is next to impossible. Malay will sweep nearly any team. Slam should have either chosen Malay or should have won with Turks. Yeah, I mean, I agree that it's going to be tough for Slam. I also agree I would have chosen Malay over Turks. But you've got to see the games play out, right? You've got to see the games play out. Okay. Chukunu Tsunami says, do any of you know the feeling that when you go online and think, please be online, please be online, please be online, and then T90 is online? I don't know if people think that. I don't know how many of you guys are doing other things on Twitch, and then you're just like, oh, okay, I guess T90 is going to be my guy today. I don't know exactly. Some people try and follow the schedule when I post it. Type a 1 in chat. Okay, hold on. Let's wait because you guys are typing 1s. Type a smiley face in chat if you came to Twitch specifically for Age of Empires or specifically for this channel. Just curious. Because, you know, there was a time where I had like 10 people here. So, okay. Cool. All right, good to know. Sweet stuff. Well, thank you. Thank you. Let me fast forward into the game. I'm sure you can hear some noises. But we do have the game up behind the... Oh, gosh. I almost went to the webcam. Woo! Might not have a shirt on, people. Might not have a shirt on. That's so dangerous. Having the webcam scene right next to the cast scene. Okay. Glad there's no T90 titties on stream right now. And we've got Slam playing Saracens and DauT playing Sicilians. So... Sicilians build their town centers faster. Sicilians have more food on their farms. DauT has a really interesting Sicilian build, which I will talk to you about. Saracens can kind of do it all on Arena. They have the ability to, well, their late game is insanely underrated. Arbalest, Bombard Cannon, Siege Ram, Champions, Hussar, Heavy Camel, Mamelukes, full upgrades in their Arbs and Skirms, and also their Cav, though they don't get Cavalier. They actually have one of the most diverse tech trees. If you think of their water tech tree as well, their Navy, Saracen's got to be like top 6 or 7 in terms of options. But yeah, I keep circling back to Sicilians, and for DauT it's going to be Eco, but I just don't think their tech tree is all that strong. I think you're supposed to make Sergeants with them. That's kind of what the devs want. I also think Elite Sergeants are really strong, but I'm just not sure if they're strong enough to fight an Arbalest Civ. So we'll see. Now, this is what DauT tries to take advantage of with Sicilians. And honestly, while I think it's really fun and I appreciate the fact he does this, I'm not even sure if it's worth it because I haven't compared. He likes to make 0 farms in Dark Age with Sicilians because they get extra food on their farms after their farm upgrades. So he goes Fast Castle with 0 farms, and then he buys the food that you would need as kind of to make up for the fact he doesn't have the farms. He clicks up to Castle, and after he clicks up to Castle Age, he gets a farm upgrade, and then he makes farms. Does that make sense? Now, my balanced suggestion for Sicilians, I will still, hate's a strong word, but it's a necessary word. I will still hate the Civ design if this happens. But in terms of a buff, which the Civ needs, I think, I'd like it for all their farms to have a percentage of extra food. That way the Dark Age farms would last longer. And you wouldn't have to be as creative as DauT's about to be. Would probably suit them as well, because they would probably just, they'd be more prone to just skip Dark Age and maybe wall up and boom or something. So notice the difference with the deer. Slam has pushed in all of his deer. DauT is still working on his deer. Okay, but I think he's going to end up taking it. I always look at DauT's base in Dark Age for that reason. Okay. He does know his pigs are back here, so he's going to look for those now. But DauT just takes his time. And Slam is, his eco looks a whole lot cleaner. He's going to finish off the boar underneath the TC, no problem. I think Slam booms here. Your options are better, right? If they both go Arbalest, Saracen Arbalest get Thumb Ring and Final Armor. Do Sicilians get Bombard Cannon, chat? And also, I don't know if they even get Siege Ram. I know they get Siege Onager. I believe they don't get Bombard Cannon and they don't get Siege Ram, but I just want to make sure I'm right on that. They lack both, correct? Yeah, so, like, you've basically got to kill Saracens before they make things that are stronger than what you make. Oh, they do get Siege Ram. Okay. All right, so they do get Siege Ram, but they only get Light Cav, whereas the opponent gets Hussar. And their archer line's worse as well. Also, infantry isn't particularly exciting against a Civ that can make Arbalest, so I don't even know if Sicilians get hand cannons. The problem is, anytime I play with or against Sicilians, the Sicilian player always dies before we get to figure out what would come out of the tech tree. And it's pretty much the same when I watch Sicilians as well, unless it's one player who's way better than the other. So that's kind of been my experience. Why is talk with post-imp always about Siege Onager when we rarely see it in 1v1s? I think, Yogi, because it means a lot to people that they have it. Like, people were very quick to remind me that they received it as a buff. But I'm with you. We've seen Siege Onager. We didn't see Siege Onager at all in the semis and also the final. Which is weird to me. Or not weird, it's just interesting because 5 years ago in Masters of Arena 3, Siege Onager civs got the Siege Onager. But now, players are just pressure. But this was the build I talked about. DauT doesn't want to make any farms. It's almost like he feels wrong making farms that don't benefit from any of his bonuses. And he's going to use the market and just buy the food that he'll need. What? Oh, okay. I think he's going to go stable... And he's going to go market instead of stable blacksmith. Can you explain why you think Sicilians are weaker Civ, or did you already? Their eco's not that great, and they don't have great options. And their unique unit is kind of underwhelming. So yeah, I did already, but that's kind of where they're at. Now, Saracens have the market abuse on their side, which they can help in a lot of different ways. But, you know, I don't think Slam's really going for anything that doesn't rely on good economy anyways. So technically, Sicilians have the better economy because of the farm bonus, and we'll see what DauT can do with his boom with faster building TCs. DauT is probably the only player in the tournament that would have drafted Sicilians. I have a video with DauT doing this build order right here. It was actually a Sicilian war. It was Donjuns and Sergeants. Donjuns and Sergeants, excuse me. DauT misclicked. He's not building his market. DauT. There we go. There we go. All right, he's going to make the market now. That's a pretty big deal because it does delay his castle time. Again, he's going to buy 200 food here, I think. 100 to get to Castle Age. And then 100 so he can get Horse Scholar. And then he's going to place farms. But I don't think you have to be this stingy on it, really. Like, there he goes. Okay, he's bought the food. He's clicked up. He's going to get a Horse Scholar after he buys more food. Like, this is just so inefficient. Make 3 Dark Age farms. And just all your future farms are going to be good. I just don't know if this is really worth it. I like to compare and contrast. But I think that this is common in Age where players just don't want to do certain things until they're making use of their bonuses. Like, a lot of people don't want to make any farms until after Horse Collar with a normal Civ. With DauT, he knows that he gets even more food after Horse Collar, so. Yeah, I think that the execution was lacking here. I agree, compared to the semifinal.
1890 was off for some time. Real life stuff. But nevertheless, back for now.
Nice.
Hope you and chat are fine. Gray from Jer. T90 go T90 hype.
Greetings from Jer. What audience do I have from Jer? Jer. It can't be a big country with a lot of people who watch my stream. Jer. Nigeria. Germany. Gotcha. Okay. Just being dumb. Listen. You might think, T90, you shouldn't make a dumb joke about it. Okay, I'm really proud of myself for this one. But a lot of people are going to hate me. You might say, T90, why would you make a joke about a country where a lot of your viewers come from? That's silly. You're going to get these people to stop watching the stream. And my response to that is, don't worry, Germans appreciate rather bland humor. I'm kidding. That's a joke. Don't get upset, okay? Don't get upset. I love you guys. I have many German friends, but it just came to mind, and I have too much power when you're all here, so it's not like I'm really contributing too much anyways with my humor these days, so. Wow, okay, so I think this is a mistake from Slam. He is expecting these spearmen to do something, but the bonus we didn't bring up too much about Sicilians, and this is why they have a bland tech tree, is the, God, how do I word this? They receive 50% less bonus damage. I believe that's the way to say it. So spearmen do less damage against scouts. And so now DauT has all this control. And watch how DauT does this as well. I'm really curious on how long he waits for the second TC. Because you build that TC faster, you can actually invest into a few more farms before you add the second TC, which means more food income. And you can afford things like light cav. So, it's just not... The thing about Sicilians, I still think people haven't tested them. I still think people haven't figured them out. And I also think it's just not something that excites you. You know, it's not a civ that makes you say, wow, that's sick. That's so cool. Look at that unit. No one says, wow, they did a little less damage to me. But it does make an impact. And it can be strong.
Love your content, but mostly watch on YouTube.
Nice.
Keep up the great work.
Well, hey, I will keep it up. And thanks for the support here regardless. The goal is to get the relics and watch how fast this TC builds. Oh, never mind. It's already up. These TCs build super fast. So, yeah, I mean, the spears make it... They play an impact, but actually, it'd be funny for DauT to convert the spear. If DauT converts the Spearman and uses it against the Saracen, suddenly it's a whole lot more effective. All right, well, we're going to see conversions come in shortly, I think. Or monks are going to die. That was weird from DauT. Maybe got too excited.
Is Eden Kappa. Greetings
right.
from Jer.
Greetings from Jer. What's up, Overlay Guy? Here's the relic count for those keeping an eye on it. I will keep it there for now, 2-1. You know, I guess I didn't have an online presence at all, which would make sense why I never encountered this, but ever since I've started streaming, people were like, hello from this country, or greetings from this country, or appreciate you from this country, and it's actually super cool. I feel like I would really miss that if people didn't do that. There's so many different people watching from around the world, and okay, that's a lot of spearmen there. So the monk goes down. Slam is probably not happy with how this game has developed so far for him. But I think that's enough spearmen where you've got to think twice about engaging if you're DauT. Greetings from this country. God, you guys are just... You guys are the best. That's what I meant to say. 3 TCs for DauT. Now, in the back of your mind, you've got to be thinking map control with Sicilians. Or sorry, no, just in general.
Appreciate you from this country.
Thank you for appreciating me from this country. Proto Knight, you're the best. But yeah, map control matters so much in late Castle Age. And I noticed DauT now is mining some stone. So it is possible... Oh my god, I didn't even realize that Slam had stone banked. What? That is really, really weird. And that is a great way to just lose the series. What? He's been 1 TC this... Oh my... I think Slam's going to lose the series here. I mean, either way you look at it, he's way behind in eco. He didn't add any TCs. I guess he just wanted to... Maybe he's lost some confidence. Or maybe he feels like this is a legitimate way to win, but will this castle drop work for him? Again, there's spearmen in there, but the spearmen are doing less damage. The monk is healing now for DauT. 4 spearmen still in there. More light cav on the way. One of the spearmen's going to get converted. DauT is the champion of Masters of Arena 6 after losing 1 game in the entire tournament. That wasn't this series. That was to Slam. And I think Slam just kind of... I don't know if gave up is the right word, but I think he realized that there's no way he could win 4 straight against DauT. So he wanted to go for something wacky. I don't think he needed to do this. I think he could have fought back. He's got some good civs available, but there's no way this castle goes up, right? There's no way. DauT, don't let this go up. Okay, here he comes with the light cav. Here comes Slam with more villagers. Wait a second. More villagers are going to die, of course. Castle's at 69%. It's very fitting if DauT wins a tournament after denying a castle and Slam misclicks. Yeah, this is definitely over. We've seen people try this twice today against DauT, and it was always when DauT was 1 win away. It's like people just give up, and they say, well, you know what? I don't think I can do that anymore. Slam, send them all. Come on. You know you're dead. Send every Vill to try and complete this. YOLO it. Come on. Come on. For the people, Slam. For the people. Well, this just in. Slam doesn't care about the people. Would he have been able to complete that? It's at 84%. If he sends 34 Vills and it's not walled, I'm pretty sure he completes it. But it didn't matter. He knew it didn't matter. He probably said GG and congrats to DauT. And DauT, on his birthday, wins Masters of Arena 6. This guy had to play the semifinal earlier. And then with no break, or very little break, because he actually played ranked games in the lead up, just, you know, casually wins the final. So, congratulations to him. It's a little bit of a bummer as far as the series is concerned, though. I think Slam could have won the Ethiopians and Byzantines game, which was game number 2. I think Slam didn't have the best strategies in the game where he played Italians. And then when we got here, I think that he pretty much decided there's no way I come back throughout the series, so let's go for something crazy. Which in my eyes is a shame because you always want to see more of a fighting spirit. There's plenty of potential here for Saracens. It's just he didn't really play towards it. But hey, that's just how it goes. And I think that he was correct in assuming that DauT would dominate at least in one of the next potential 4 games. So DauT just won 4-1.